No, it makes it more authentic that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it more like, oh, we set it up. We set
it up.
All right.
I gotta make sure it's on. Okay, all right. As long as you guys are not peeking, are we good?
Am I peeking at all?
Always.
Only when I do that.
Only when
because
you're loud.
Always.
I'm always loud. What are you talking about? Only when?
You
Okay,
are
you sound
watching.
okay.
You are watching the most carcinogenic podcast out
Okay,
there.
he had to look that word up.
What do you mean? I always have to look at the words that I always say. Do you really think I know what vexatious really mean in the
You
first
think I
word?
understand the words that are coming out of my own mouth?
Exactly. I have no idea. I have to look it up.
Fine.
You always have to interrupt my intro. But
Because it's a new word every time.
okay, then do it after I do my intro.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the most carcinogenic podcast in the world. And we're Alive podcast, just We're Alive Descendants. If you haven't listened to the current podcast at this moment, it is live.
Sorry. Go.
It's Life for Alive, episode 9, story 3 of 3. Maybe you should go listen to that first. We're still gonna be here. Just go listen. This episode is full of spoilers, and we're gonna talk about this this podcast. I'm gonna introduce myself. I don't know if you noticed, we have a different couch because we are in a different setup. This is because something happened in this episode. This episode is just crazy and so exciting. But I'm gonna
spread out for this
I
one.
know, exactly. We gotta stretch out. But and a lot of takes might happen, so we need to be farther away from each other. Might start punching each other, but yeah. I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is AJ.
Ace.
Wakka.
Welcome. Holy
You say
smokes.
someone might get hit. That's why you're sitting over
That's what I
there. You know
figured.
I'm coming for you. You know I'm coming for you.
What?
You did this to me.
Yes.
Oh, that's
You started
that's our
this.
white camera. Welcome to the couch, guys.
You started.
That's not the official name of the podcast, but
I don't
we
know if you
are-
want to make that the official name.
But we are the couch guys. We changed the couch.
The
we
couch.
went a little.
We have
darker.
2 couches.
We have a lot of couches in this. Yeah.
So much has changed.
Yeah. Next time we're gonna cast some couches. Okay.
Pass some couches.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Let's
not
talk
coming
about-
next time.
We're gonna let's before we go further. Let me ask you guys this: what do you think of this crazy episode? This episode is 1 hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
was
didn't
so
even
happy.
realize it was 1 hour until I looked it up. It's like when I was listening to it 20 minutes in, I'm like, I wonder how far am I in?
It's funny. Like
holy smokes.
I watched it. I listened to it the first time, and right before listening to it, I was like, "Oh shoot, this is an hour. This can be a big episode."
Yeah.
And then I went, and then like I finished it, and I was like, "Holy crap, that was an hour!" And then I went back to re-listen to it today, and I'm like, I got like 40 minutes. I got enough time.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, it's an hour." 1.2 speed, just blazing through it again. I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Yo, the halfway through of the episode, not halfway through, but the when he said the We're Alive will come back after these messages,
Yeah.
came out really early. You know, because I thought it's like, oh, it's about to be done, and I'm like, wait, what? There's still a lot.
You're like, hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah. But man, what do you guys think about this episode?
A lot.
It was so
A lot.
good.
You said that the last time too.
Oh
A
my
lot.
But here, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fine. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
really mean by that is it's like a lot.
It was a lot. Holy smoke, Casey. Casey, I feel like you knew what you're doing. Not just because of what happened, but you knew for sure internet's gonna blow up. Like Facebook group blew up, Reddit
Oh, it's
blew
going
up,
nuts.
Discord blew up. I'm like, yo, what were you thinking? Like, you knew that
Destroyed
day.
everybody.
Right, you knew that day is gonna be, people are gonna start
man.
hating me. Like, people will hate me, and it's like, bro, what are you doing with your life? You knew exactly that's
He
gonna
was
happen.
just
You
waiting
knew
to drop the
prepare.
bomb. That's literally all he was
Gosh,
doing.
bro. Yeah.
I think this is the longest episode of
Ever.
Descendants to date.
Yes.
Yes, it
Because
is.
even Casey said that is the longest episode they've ever.
Okay.
made.
Yeah. I didn't see him say that. Yeah.
Maybe not including lockdown, because lockdowns are about an hour, though, right?
They're averaging now, yeah.
And let's see. Like this episode was how long exactly? It was an hour. It was almost an hour on the dot. Like
Yeah.
if you take out ads, it was like 58
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
And I know that like the season finales were each an hour plus.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Um,
Of course, we're not going to include the
war.
recaps. Well, the recaps
Oh,
are like
well,
not included. Those
yeah.
are pretty long.
Yeah, they
well,
are.
yeah, they're like
Yeah.
2 hours long,
Yeah.
but that's because they're covering each one's covering 12 chapters.
Yep.
Right.
Of 3 parts each,
Yeah.
and like again, the finales alone are an hour.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
so much.
Man, holy smokes.
Oh,
Wakka, what do you think? I know you said a lot.
A lot was going on. It was just, I know I said a lot again. This episode,
Were you expecting that this episode is going to be like this?
no, no. I mean, actually, I was riding with everything. Everything seemed fine until like there was moments in the episode where, oh, it's gonna end here.
Yeah,
like no,
yeah.
we're still going.
Yeah, no, it's still happening.
And then like it get another moment where it's like that pause. Like, okay, it's gonna end here. No,
Nope.
it keeps going, even all the way to the end where we know that Michael's timing is coming to an end.
It's still happening.
No, because when he was fading out, it was fading out. You thought it was ending, and then you hear CJ walk in.
Yeah. Well, like I literally thought that this episode was gonna end before even getting back to Pegs. Like the way that the whole episode was building up.
Yeah.
I was like, man, there's so much happening. Like, where's Alex?
Yeah, yeah.
Then we get Alex, and I'm like,
Right.
holy crap, so much more
Yeah,
is happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, again, like I think even on the last one, I predicted it was gonna end with Alex again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
for the record, we were all right. Like, cause we talked about where we're gonna go in the next episode. Like,
Yeah.
technically, we're all right. You know, like we went back to Pegs for Life because it's Michael, and then
yeah.
like that's how it all ended. But even Casey said in YouTube's like he timestamped it when we said Life for Life is the family because it's been always been the family, and he said you guys spoke too soon on that, right? And then the wink emoji. Like, oh my gosh, bro. My gosh. And I know I mentioned this in the previous episodes that in one of each episode or stories they will say, not all the time now I found out because in Game Over they didn't say it, they will mention the title of the episode. In this one they said it twice.
Yes.
And it was important. It was important.
Yes.
But we'll get into that.
Yes. Oh
Um,
man.
All right, let's start with Nick and Vincent. Vincent was taking a shower, or just got done taking a shower, and
I think he was getting ready to.
yeah, well, you can see the knob, like there was a water.
Yeah,
and
he was
then-
getting ready to go take the shower.
Oh, was he? I thought he was
because
done.
after he and Nick talks for a moment, he steps away, and then when everybody's like in, he comes out and he's like, "Oh,
No,
well,
'cause-
let me get dressed."
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. And he went in and talked to Nick, who's freaking pouting still. And of course, in our timeline, it's like a week ago. It's like, bro, you've been pouting for a whole week, but it's not in their timeline. It's not a whole week.
So when the episode opened, he's reading the journal, right?
Yeah.
Because I hear pages flipping. I was like,
Yeah.
They wouldn't have some
because
magazines.
that's the
there.
only thing that he has that we know of. Yeah.
Right.
So they were talking, and this is the moment where we talked about this. Who's gonna be the person who's telling Nick, right? To bro, chill out, bro. Like, and I said it. I said
one
it,
of you
yeah.
guys definitely.
But he
called
didn't.
that.
He didn't say it the way I expected him to say it because I thought he would be like upset, like, bro, you're being stupid right now. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? But he's just mellow, like a
was
chill bro. It's like,
super-
bro,
yeah,
come on,
he
man.
was like super like, hey man, it's tough. Like really
Yeah.
trying to be relatable, not trying to be like that. Like not trying to be that like shut it down
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He was like, yo, you got to get through this.
Yeah.
Like,
I was expecting Vincent to come hard on him, but he came out.
Come on.
Okay, no. I expected him.
how old
to,
are you?
He did on Lisa.
Oh
shoot.
boy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I expected him to approach Nick.
No, there's no camera. Okay.
To approach Nick, with a hard attitude.
Yeah.
But he came out of character, or at least not what I expected. He came in trying to be, what's the word? Sympathetic?
Yeah, sympathetic because
Yeah.
he still like understood what had happened to him. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like,
get that, but you know
Yeah.
how he started out himself as being, I want to not
Yeah.
trust anybody.
Yeah.
It's just me and
Yeah.
hard attitude. But then, I mean, I get it that Nick saved his life, so that kind of broken the wall between them two.
Yeah.
But I still expected his attitude to be.
No, but what
An
I
a-hole.
think though, if he was in the room with Vera and Nick while Nick is yelling at Vera, it would be a different story. Because
Yeah.
Vincent built that relationship with Vera already. You know what I mean? While they were training,
Yeah.
so it will be a different story, I think.
Well, I think,
I think he'll be more
he
upset.
was there when that happened. And so that's why he's like, there's nothing she could have done.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing like, and so like he did defend her in that moment, but like he was definitely trying to be the more, he was trying to be more reasonable than what we've seen
Yeah,
him
yeah,
so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
He's like, you know, the friend that you're expecting him to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Like, I won't be mad at you because
This-
you're still my friend. But
This episode, he really flipped on like his whole like bro side.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
the whole, from
Yes.
beginning to end, like
yes,
he was like the brother.
I have it here in my notes. It says totally Victor and Saul vibe.
Yeah,
Totally Victor and Saul. You know?
had a really rough start.
Yep. Totally had a really
And
rough
then
start.
best friends.
Yep. Just like that.
And then when he was okay, so about Vincent, Nick mentioned Michael. He didn't react, so I had to assume that he's not the one who.
Yeah. Hold on, you're jumping.
It's in that. Oh well, I
know,
guess.
I know. So yeah, you really have like a Saul and Victor relationship vibe, and remember in Story Survival you have Victor, Saul, and CJ.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
you have Vincent, Nick, and Vera.
Okay.
Which it's funny
It's like a
we
2.0.
we thought it was gonna be Nick, Alex, and
Yeah,
CJ,
um,
and
Vera.
Vera.
Yeah.
But like they completely
Yeah,
like that was a complete
completely.
left field. There.
Right.
Like I
Dude.
love that they actually
It's
took
crazy.
Alex and gave Alex his own story because he kind of had a setup for his story already.
Yep.
In
Yep.
the form of all of freaking Gold Rush. As of right now, like all three of them have had their own major story setups. Nick kind of had all of Story Survival, or at least like the last season and a half
Yeah,
of Story
yeah.
Survival.
Yeah.
That was all set up for him. Lockdown was a lot of setup for Vera. And
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
then
right.
Alex had a lot of setup from Gold
Rush.
Rush.
Gold Rush.
I mean,
That's right.
not just a lot of setup; it was complete setup
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I put in my notes for this, like, I really like how Vincent is treating Nick all in all. And it seems like he's trying to hide how nice he actually is with being selfish and kind of a tool. Because he'll like say something like super, super nice, and then he'll almost double back on it and say something like, that and I doubt I can leave without you.
Yeah.
So get ready. Like,
Yeah.
so like he's like
Yeah.
he's really hiding.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, he's genuinely like a really good dude. He's
Right.
like, if you're not against me, if like you're on my side and I'm on your side, like we're there.
Yeah.
But if you're against me, like, or I don't know you, screw you, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sounds so much like a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Which I went through like all of Lockdown because I'm trying to get all that stuff fresh in my mind again. I'm re-going through Gold Rush right now,
Okay.
and kind of in between everything, and I'm seeing so many parallels with just how he and Oliver act.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
their like overall their general personalities. Whether my hope for Vincent to be part of the family or not is true, he does act
Oh my gosh,
a lot
we're gonna
like
talk
Jeremy.
about that.
Yes,
Oh,
we are.
yes.
Yes, we are.
Hold on.
Because
So
But I'll get into that.
yeah.
But like very much Jeremy would be like he was being the super helpful, like he's like, you know, he's playing the part of a convict, but he's being the good guy still.
Yeah.
But he's like, nah, man, like screw you. Like I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we just got to get out of here. I don't
Yeah.
care about anything else. And he very well had that personality
Right.
Dude,
for most
absolutely.
of it. And Vincent has had that personality for most of this, but now we're seeing that switch flipped when he's so on everybody else's side that it's like this dude will die for
Yeah,
everybody. Like,
yeah,
which
yeah.
he shows,
right.
you know, not 10 minutes later.
Yeah. So when he was trying to be understanding to Nick, he said that, man, you know, Vera couldn't have done anything. Like you just understand, you know, her. And then I feel like he noticed that it's not budging Nick, or like gave him a looks like, are you serious right now? And then he said he took, you know, he stepped back and said, okay, fine, maybe I didn't watch it live, you know,
Right.
because he's like
Yeah.
comparing other people. We have loved ones that died.
Yeah.
But fine, I didn't watch him live. But, you know, like you're still playing that both sides of, you know, defending Vera, but also being with Nick.
Also trying to be understanding.
Yeah, yeah. Which is totally understandable. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we all agree. Nick is a total douche. That's 100%, 100%
room for
there,
growth. Room
right?
for growth.
Exactly. What he did to Vera is not justifiable. I don't really care what happened to you. Like, fine, we all agree with that. But watching your loved one died, you will be very upset and you'll be very
yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
And
100%.
and our tendency as human being is to find someone to blame on. You know what I mean? Like especially in his case that I can't do anything, I have to blame some other people for this mistake because
He
I
has to
want to be
blame
upset.
somebody who was there.
Yeah, because I want to be mad at someone, and that will be you, Vera. And he continued to be being, jerk to her. But before we go, say what you were saying about Vincent and Michael.
Because when Nick started to talk about his dad, like, you don't know my foster dad.
Yeah.
He's gonna flip on me on this and blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Oh, man.
When
Yeah.
he's mentioned Michael,
Yeah.
it's just he didn't react.
Yeah.
Compared to when he heard Vera said Oliver,
Yeah.
when he said, "Huh."
I know, and
Yeah.
we know that he's reactive like that. I thought at first too when I listened to it, I thought he was like, maybe he's just projecting,
Trying
maybe
to
he's
gauge
just
it.
trying to gauge it, but because he gave what did he say? Yeah, fathers can be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Something between those lines. But he said it again. Nick mentioned about Michael again in this whole situation, like you wouldn't understand, but like nothing. He's not
He didn't
very
react.
active.
Not even a subtle reaction. Like,
Yeah.
he just went with his comment. What you said is like,
Word
was said and he went on.
Yeah, and kept
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
with that said, that theory might have been awesome, a theory, and it still might be a thing. You know what I mean? Like maybe Vincent is just really good in hiding things. Might still be a thing, but you have now this evidence that it probably not the case.
My question. So I was thinking, it's like I guess I misunderstood the first time around when he said he was going home to visit family.
Yep, it's right there. That was the next part. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I thought he was coming towards the west. He's leaving the west, going to east. Is that what he's doing? Because he said he's from New York.
Yeah.
So is that where he's heading? He's heading east.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's heading east.
So he could be heading towards somewhere around in between the Republic and
Yeah. Well, because also it's
Westport
like
as
you
well.
you have to remember, like he's talking about when he said New York, he was talking about originally, like
From
pre.
old
that's
the
that's
old-
where he lived, like
pre-infected.
Yeah.
pre-infected.
Yeah, because we know that he's older than them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he will be pre-infected that
Because
he's from New
I'm
York.
pretty sure, like, he very briefly talked about like how he was very young.
Yeah.
during-
Yeah.
Like when everything started, he was young.
Right.
Which
And-
means he's probably like in his 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
so
it's crazy
but,
to think that it's only been 20 years. Like a 20-year-old was around pre-infection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
they're alive, like in this current time, anyone that is 20 or older are all from the old world.
Yeah. Like Nick is the first gen infected. You know
he's
what I
one
mean?
of-
Like,
he's
he was
one of the
born during
first-
that time.
Yeah, he is probably one of the first children born
Yeah. Yeah.
that's still alive after the
Yep.
outbreak.
okay.
Yep.
Like he's probably one of the first.
Right, right. Because we had that the same. I think it was Mara and Riley that had that conversation in previous episodes when they talked about it's hard to find old people now.
Yeah.
Because most of them died during the
Yes.
outbreak.
Outbreak.
Yeah, so a lot of them are just the younger generation.
So we can't confirm that because we know he's a nomad. So we confirm that he's not leaving Westport. He's just wherever he's coming, leaving from. He's heading home towards somewhere.
Yeah,
He literally basically got picked up
Okay.
by the side of the road. He got
Yeah.
picked up and taken. Like
Yeah.
he said, I think he
Yeah.
said he was like camping and
yeah,
like,
by
he was
the
bathing
water
or something
yeah,
like that.
I think he was like washing something. And
yeah,
then
I think he was
got picked
bathing
up.
or something like that in a lake and then just got snagged.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, let's talk about that thing that he said. I have in
line-
my note. Yeah, he said that
One of the two lines in this episode.
yeah,
that
because he
just got
said,
me.
where are you heading after this, right? And he said you should come with me. And Vincent said, well, my family hasn't heard from me in a while. It would be good to check in.
Yeah, he said, I think I might go home.
I might go home.
And or he said, where do you think you'll go? And he just said home.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time that really stuck out
Yeah,
was
it was-
when Jeremy said it.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Oliver said it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was the last time. It was like bam. Family.
family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
even
it was
said-
right after his big reveal of being part of the family.
Right,
Because he
right.
put on the ring, then killed
Yeah.
Simeon, and then
Yeah.
which it's so funny. I never caught it the first time. He killed Simeon twice
Oh yeah. Right.
because he poisoned him. Mm-hmm. And he said, "It's taking too long. I'm going to do it another. I'm
Yep.
going to
Yep.
speed it up." And then
Yeah.
killed it. Actually,
Yeah.
like killed
Oh,
him.
wow.
I didn't catch that he poisoned him the first
Yeah.
time with the steak.
Dude, it was crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, he said that it
I
would be.
remember that,
It
but I
would be.
didn't know.
But he said that it would be good to check in. It's like you're a, like the idea of checking in. It's like you're an employee. Like I'm gonna check in.
The choice of
give
words.
you- yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
An
very
update.
confident that they're still around.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's a doubt in his mind that they're not there. Like, okay, 2 weeks or like 2 months into the infection or into the outbreak, Saul wasn't sure if his mom was alive. He was like, she's a tough cookie, so like she's probably alive.
Yeah.
But that wasn't it. It wasn't she's still there. Now I don't think anybody has specifically said my family is alive.
Yeah.
Everyone said I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's like gonna go home. They're still there. And it's like it was confidence.
Oh,
it was
man.
being sure.
Holy smokes. Yeah. It was like checking in. And then after that, Will shows up.
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah, Will knocked or buzzed or tried to buzz in, and
I'm surprised he knocks in like.
yeah,
One last thing I did want to mention,
yeah, go ahead.
that Vincent was going along with the whole how he's been so like trying to pick me up for Nick.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing a lot of jokes and stuff like that. Like he was really tugging on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's see, I think I might have put it in here somewhere, but along with the without you, I don't think they'll let me go.
Yeah.
He made a couple jokes like jabbing at him, like he was prodding him. He was like,
Yeah.
smile,
Yeah.
like once
Yeah,
you smile, like it can create a chain.
there you go.
And then
Yeah.
after he got him to laugh for like, he literally had a chuckle. He's like, all right, now I can go shower and
Yeah.
laugh. Like,
Right.
he's like, all right,
you're
done,
done,
bye.
you're done. Yeah. When Nick came out of the room to check on the door, Vera said, "Who's that?" And it's Nick being snarky and being an idiot.
This one was fair.
I know.
This one I won't hate on him for.
I know. But he could have been like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Right.
that was the nicer
was his
way of saying.
response?
It's like, how should I know, or something like that.
Yeah.
Between those lines, like, how should I know? It makes sense though. Like, we're both in the room. Why would you ask? Unless, of course, because Vera got there before or after
They
Nick
got there
and,
about the same time.
and so she doesn't know if you're expecting someone or someone that's gonna pick you up, or you've been instructed more than I
Yeah.
did, or in those sense. But I think it's more like Vera is trying to poke if you're still mad at me. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you some questions, But nope, it didn't work. It didn't work.
So this, I think, confirmed a lot of things. This whole scene with Will confirmed a lot of
Yeah.
things for us because we were on the fence for several things with Will.
Yeah.
And you guys were very much on the he could be a traitor side.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I was.
The main reason I was sitting against that was just because I wanted to have that other view.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was cool to get that, like, either they're pulling a full Pippin and like just hiding it, but like this, they're hiding behind the scenes even.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think this pretty much completely took him out of the running
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
traitor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's more reason that we don't know about why he's doing what he was doing, because the only reason why he said is, I don't like what they're doing. I know it's inhumane, but there's got to be another reason why.
Well,
Or
I
a
think
deeper
part of it is
reason
because
why.
he was in the camps. Like,
Yeah, but
he
I
was
mean-
tortured, and
Yeah,
he probably has,
Okay.
he probably has morals.
I can see where you're going because his answers were not so clear, although we know he's a stutter.
Yeah.
And then he came out into an end when he says, "I don't like what she's doing," and then this, and then at the end of how he explained it, "I'm sorry for Lisa."
Yeah, and I'm sorry for Lisa.
None of them made sense, but at the same time, knowing his little background of what he's taking,
I say, yeah. A couple minutes later, I felt like it kind of pointed that answer out,
Yeah.
at least to me.
Yeah. Like in a sense that, like Boar killed his family, kind of backstory of why he's trying to betray Boar. Like at first he's trying to gain their trust and then stab her in the back, like that deeper reason, not just because I mean, I'm not saying that not liking what they're doing is not enough reason, but I feel like there's got to be more reason why he's doing what he was doing, you know?
I don't know if there is. Like, I really just think it's like the camps and stuff like that. Because, I mean, just look at the colony.
Yeah.
Like, there were no good reasons for them to take out Marcus, but, I mean, they literally killed him and changed everything.
Right. Well, because that part is...
and that was just
there's
a disagreement of opinions.
Yeah,
and-
but... because you're talking about Gatekeeper,
Yeah.
though, right?
Yep.
Gatekeeper wants to take over. Will doesn't.
No, Will wants to be free.
Yeah, he wants to be free, but he doesn't want to take over the spot. Like,
No, he wants it all to go away.
yeah, but because the Marcus and Gatekeeper wants to change, wants everything to change and want Marcus to be gone, not just to be free, but he has an more deeper reason. That's redundant. That he has a deeper reason. I want to take over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
no. So that's what I'm sorry. That's why I think Will has a deeper reason, not just to be free, but also like I hate this person.
I think he just wants to I think he just wants to eradicate the slave labor, the slave camp, like
Yeah.
and because it seems like
The
he was
new
part
Lincoln.
of that, I think he just literally wants to make that and anyone along with it go away.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Because it does seem like he's younger
Yep.
and I think that like he's with everything that's going on with him, he's just directing all of his rage at all of that,
Yeah.
and all of his imprisonment at the one person, which it's her fault,
Right.
and so I think she just wants to. He wants to end that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It very well could be
Right,
deeper,
right.
but I don't know if it's going to get deeper. I think it might be that straightforward.
Yeah.
But that's also assuming that Will's not going to become a more major
Right.
member.
Right.
I think he is.
He's very 50-50 with me right now because they keep kind of prodding him into different spots.
Yeah.
He's almost like a Tommy right now where he's involved, but there wasn't a crazy amount of depth yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because Tommy was like involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
was.
He was there.
He's the whole reason that they had the security they had.
Right.
Yeah. He like
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he was he got framed by taking or stealing their stuff, and yeah, that whole thing with like you feel like Tommy's gonna stay for a while, but yeah, he
exactly.
didn't.
So like I'm getting a lot of those vibes from him.
Yeah.
It's another young character who's in that 50-50 role. The trauma before was between him and Kelly. Now this is between him and what was it, Stardust?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so it's like they could go in and if they do, they're gonna probably do something about tackling the Stardust route.
Stardust is just drugs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about that in a moment.
To me, I mean, I could be very wrong.
Yeah, and I could be very wrong too, because I'm
It's all speculations. Right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, right now
So
at
I
this
guess
point.
that will be our agreement, is the disagreeing, and we'll see what happens, which we normally
I was
do in
gonna
this
say,
podcast,
that's
anyways.
the whole
You know what I
point
mean?
of the podcast. That's the whole reason we're here.
And then
whoever
whoever is right, we admit that you're right, and then the other person will be smugly smiling. It's like,
Just be
yeah,
like,
I told you. That's how it works.
sir.
Yeah, so he shows up and start warning them. It's like, hey, something is, I don't know, something's
Yeah.
about to happen,
You
and
did that pretty good. You did that good. You want to do it again? You want to start?
I'm a foreign. I have English stutter, so
I gotta get my buddy to come watch this podcast.
yeah.
And just clip that and put it on the soundboard. He has a bunch of them, dude.
Yeah, and then when we start, like when I do something terrible to you, when we take it back, you just you just clip that part, post it on the internet. Look at him, he's mocking all the people with stutter problems. Cancel him.
Dang.
No, he's just an idiot. It's okay.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So he started warning them about
Yeah.
the OG. He told them that the OG are here.
Yep.
Not all of them, of course, because Will only knows.
He gave the three specific names.
Ones. Yeah, because I feel like that's the only person that Boar told them, and we found out a little bit later.
And technically they don't know Riley.
Oh, absolutely, they have no idea who Riley is.
Yup.
Yeah, they don't.
And
They
then
just know there's two chicks.
They know
That's it.
Mira and the other three.
The other three. Yeah.
Yeah, he was so close as he was warning them about who was captured and what they will do to them, unto them. He was so
Yeah.
close to telling them about Alex and Dot, and then
Oh yes,
Boar walks in.
bro. Yo,
It would have
and
eased
then
their pain.
Yo, when they came in, even I got scared. I'm like, oh shoot, he got caught.
Dude, I heard the door. I like heard like the door behind them, and I was like, oh.
I know.
I was like, run, Will, run.
I know. And Will's trying
Hide in
to
the freaking
Trying to find a reason.
reason, but he's he has a stutter. So like, I'm done.
He was already scared being
Yeah.
there.
man.
Has the
Yeah.
stutter. It seems like he's having withdrawal issues, like all already. So it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like. He's running on like 100 out of 10
Yeah.
right now.
I
No,
know.
okay, so I thought about this. If you guys are Will, what would be your reason to tell them? You know what I would say? I'm just here to congratulate them because they passed.
Yeah,
That's what I would
on,
say.
Like, why they're
Yeah,
there.
because he asked them. They asked him, "Why are you here?"
We already know he's got no poker face. Though.
Right? No, because that's what I would tell them. I'm just congratulating them because they passed and they're here, they're free, and congratulations. And I will tell them, hey, if you guys want to stay here, there's a lot of things that you
Well,
can do.
It
But
would be
can't.
hard. Yeah, it would be hard just getting away with that, even because, I mean, the boar knows that Will knows they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they could have went
yeah.
to the other room, to the showers, and take the conversation there. But Will was in the rush.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because he shut the door too. Because he's
Yeah.
trying to hide and keep privacy.
Of course.
He shut the door. I was like, man, you shouldn't have shut the door. Should have just keep looking back. It's like, what's going on?
Should have hid
But-
like behind the door or something.
Right,
at
right,
least.
like hide somewhere. Oh man, it was because he was so excited, it's like so nervous. He wants because he's trying to help them to get out, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's
Oh yeah,
trying
the
to
whole
do.
time from the moment he met them, he's been trying to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when the boar comes in, Nick gets mad, gets all pissy,
Yes.
runs at him,
Yes,
gets knocked clear off his feet, dude.
Bro.
I feel like Walrus did just this, right? So Nick came up to him, was like, that's all he did.
Dude, no, you know the whole scene with like Henry Cavill or whatever when he does the whole like the
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I just see
Yeah.
him do bam,
Yeah, like
and just
what was
level him.
that? Mission Impossible?
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
that's what it was.
He like chuck his guns, pa pa, like what he did. in
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Dude,
Yeah.
I still love that was a freaking improvisation, and
Oh
they're like,
yeah.
do that again.
And the internet blew up
Dude,
in that
yeah.
part. Yeah,
Dude,
because it's like
even Tucker's like,
yeah.
what was that?
The whole scene is like chucking a shotgun because that's what he did with his muscle. Okay, you want to fight? Yeah. All right. So Boar and Waters came in. They told them who's there and what's about to happen. I'm gonna give props to Ace for being right. He said that it's gonna be a whole gladiator format, although it's not the fully thing because what you assume was all of them will be in it, like including the OG. But this time the stake will be. This one is a better stake for
Dude,
them. 'cause
I
it's
think
like-
I think this is gonna bring in the one that doesn't play well with others.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
This is where it's gonna play. And then your theory that Nick's gonna start talking to them.
Yeah, it made all of that very
Bro,
possible.
yes.
It's literally going to set them in an arena where that can happen. And you want to know what else I think might happen here?
Yeah.
In the arena, I think Nick might get bit.
Yes.
Bit or
yes.
scratched.
Yes. Someone posted that on the We're Alive page. He's gonna get bit, right? Everybody's just gonna start freaking out, but he's not turning. Like
Yes.
what the fudge is happening right
not
now?
Not just is he not turning. People aren't going to notice he didn't get bit or scratched. He's gonna get through testing and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they're gonna like test him and
Yeah.
be like, okay, you're not infected. And then it might come out later even.
Yeah.
Like he might be like, yeah, like kind of like what happened with Tanya, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, by the way, this mark on my leg, or like he's gonna be like running away and it's gonna start bleeding.
Yeah.
Like I think if it doesn't become like we don't see him get bit in the battle itself, I think that's what's gonna happen. Because you know how like
If that's-
they'll like sneaky have somebody get bit. Like
Yeah.
I think that
like what we thought
has to be-
Vincent got bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It has to be in the Saul line or Tanya
Tanya.
line.
Tiana.
I was like, wait, Tanya line. That someone has to have a mark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Tanya had what I think it was a mark on her arm.
Tanya got bit in her arm when she was working on somebody.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
what Saul didn't
Saul
get bit till later though. But
Yeah.
Well,
bullet hole. His
Saul
bullet hole.
got the blood in his chest basically
Right.
when he
Yeah,
got shot.
Yeah.
and then
And the
your
IV,
theory,
you know, like the whole IV in his arm.
Oh yeah, like blood got around it or something like
Yeah,
that at one
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
and then if your I really think your theory is gonna happen where he's gonna get bit. It's like, yep, it's a Saul Tanya thing. Something's gonna show.
It's a tink thing.
It's a
yeah,
tink
yeah.
thing. There you go. That's the word.
Yeah. Except
It's a tink
except for Lizzie. But I guess they
She's
weren't
not a
married.
tink.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
weren't married. They didn't get married.
Well, they got. Oh yeah, they
No,
got
they
engaged.
almost, they got engaged.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ace was right. He, you know, about the whole gladiator, and the spot is called what, Wakka?
It's the
Stomping ground.
Stomping ground.
That's right, the stomping ground. The stomping ground, but not all of them, just the kids again. All right.
So,
So-
I think if I remember right, the rules is 3-on-3, 3 contenders, and 3 infected. Is it gonna be 3 simultaneously or 1-on-1?
I think it's gonna be
of
all
them.
3 at
all
once.
3 of them. Yep.
So
That's the case.
I will say I like Vincent in this part as well. Like Vincent
Yeah.
was literally the highlight of the entire episode for me.
yeah.
Because he like comes out of the shower, he's like,
I think he came out. I think he's wearing his towel.
yeah,
I think that's what's happening.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Because he talks about how he's not dressed,
Yes.
and so he like comes out, and they're like, and they're like, do we have to go back in? And they're like, no, you're free. I don't go
Yeah.
back on my word. Blah blah blah. They go through that.
And then his
All
statement.
right, you guys can leave, and F you. Just goes back, turns around, I'm gonna
yeah.
get dressed.
I remember that.
No, because he said, fine, I'm gonna get done
get
getting ready.
dressed?
Yeah, getting dressed, and all of you can F off.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I love him
That's
so
the
much.
Vincent that I was
Yeah.
expecting to
You
talk
guys
to,
can all F
to
off.
Nick.
Exactly.
I was like, that's Vincent.
Yeah. So when
man.
Vincent is officially my favorite character in all of Descendants. Like I've been kind of saying that the whole time, but he just
yeah.
done.
So when Boris trying to explain to them that they have the OG, she intentionally, guys notice this, she intentionally didn't mention Mara. She
Yes.
just said the 3 people, but she didn't mention Mara.
She only
Oh, that's
mentioned
right.
about the
Yep.
pieces she has in play.
She didn't say who that Mara's was there too, and another chick, because she knows both of them are on the run.
And then did you also notice how she said how their fight would be different than Group
Yep.
B's fight would?
Yep.
Because she said that they would be fed in one after the other. They
Yeah.
would go in one by one
Yeah.
to their battles. And they're like,
Yeah.
but if you guys do it, like all 3 of you guys against 3 of ours, and
Right.
then
Right.
winner
Yeah.
take all kind of thing.
You said how many stadiums are there? 5. So
5.
one of them is the stomping ground.
So there is one that is still unaccounted
yeah,
for.
yep, the one that we don't know
It might
about.
never be accounted for at this
Right,
point.
right.
I think it's if you go on whichever
It
social media,
probably
it's on the
is.
map.
Yeah,
it
that-
points out. Oh,
Yeah,
that,
but
Casey
I just
sent.
don't think it might not get mentioned at all in the
Right.
story at all.
Right.
Because at this point, when there's 2 unheard, you expect them to come into play.
Right.
Like whether it's just them escaping, they use it, or a battle ensues, they use one. But then the way that they're doing it, they're making this like this is the arena.
Right.
Like this is literally where all of this Prim stuff began.
Yeah.
Essentially.
This is the OG. We're putting the OG in the OG. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so then
So when Nick fought back and said, "Well, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna grab the Westport people and attack
And
this
we're ready to
place.
come back,
We're
yeah.
ready to come back." And you notice, she said, "We have plenty of friends too."
yes.
Makes you think that there's people inside of Westport, like the
Yes.
Colonel Sergeant dude
Yeah.
guy,
Yep.
that
I
works
think
from
she's
Prim.
got
That's in
a
the
lot
Westport.
of connections like
Yep.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That I think she's gonna. She has a bunch of ties into the Republic, and I think between the connections she has, she's trying to start a war between
Yeah.
them to give Prim kind of like that.
Yeah.
That end goal supremacy.
I think
Right.
she is not just trying, because we learned that
Yeah.
at the train it wasn't the Republic, it was them
Yes.
dressed
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah. No, because
And when I say trying, I mean she's actively
Actually,
doing
okay, I
it. She's
see.
not like trying to set up for it. She's actively
man.
trying
right.
for it.
I feel like this whole scenario was like what they were planning to do, or Bor was planning to, is what happened to Colony when you had the whole Marcus and Gatekeeper fight. And while they're down and they don't have any weapons, because they're
And the Maulers show.
and then the Mauler showed up, and that's the Prim.
Yes,
That's
that's
what they're
exactly
planning
what
to
I
do.
think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
When everything is down,
Except-
they don't have any more weapons, and they're
Except I think
dying.
it'll be even smoother than that because they already have a foothold in both sides.
Yep.
So it's like if Scratch was working with the Colony and was working with Marcus and Latch was working with Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And then when everything ends, like those two are going to be up there.
Right.
So when everything ends, then Durai and everybody shows up and they're like, all right, well, fall in line.
Yeah.
So whoever wins, just fall in line.
Dude, the way Bor speaks reminds me a lot of Durai.
Yeah.
Like the choice of words
agree.
that she was saying and the intonations is just Durai. Like that whole family leadership, and
They're probably
tell.
related.
No, I don't know. Probably.
Well, there's only 3
'Cause they
families
never,
left,
they
so
never
it's very
mentioned.
likely.
They never. I don't think they ever mentioned Durai's last name.
No.
They probably. I don't know.
But
I think I remember somebody bringing up the on a Facebook post.
Yeah, I know
that
that's what
somebody
I'm saying.
had all 3 of 4 of the original
Family.
connections to the family. Angel, Scratch, Latch, and Durai.
Yep.
They had all 4 of them connected into the family somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just have to do a little bit of digging to find that, or if somebody wants to post it on here,
Oh yeah, I know.
we'll definitely use it.
So when
I'm gonna put it in my notes next time it comes up.
Yeah.
we need it. The family
yes,
is coming too
definitely.
prevalent.
Yes, pretty much. So when they after that whole conversation, Nick doesn't want to do it, and the way Bor was doing it, it's like I need all 3 of you guys to be part of it.
Before that, even Vera jumps on it. Vera's like, "I'll do
Yeah,
it." Like,
I know. Yeah, and Bor is like, "Yep, that's one." It's so obnoxious the way she's doing it. This is just
she knows she has all the power.
I know she does.
She knows.
Oh my gosh, it was
then-
crazy.
And then Nick starts to
I wasn't ready for what happened next.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nick starts to get mad at Vera. I was like, "What are you talking about? Why are we doing this?" And then he says something in line where it kind of channeled Vincent walking out the door, and then you need me, do you?
He said, wait, because she said no more, no less.
Yeah.
She said, but that would mean that all of us, or
That's
he
it.
said that would mean, and then Vincent's like, you would need all of us.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
I'm in. Like,
Yeah, I guess I'm in. And that's when we
I was
heard
like,
the first.
"There's no way."
That's when we first heard the life for life.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really believe Vincent is part of the family after hearing that, because I didn't catch the whole.
Dude, what
whole-
if he's freaking Oliver's like little brother or something like
Yeah.
that, dude?
Oh,
Like that's
man.
what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. I mean, we know what he meant by life for a life. Like the facade of it.
Yeah,
Because Nick saved him, and now it's like I'm gonna save you because you need me. So it's a life for a life.
But his
Exactly.
not just life for life. I mean, when he was explaining to himself to Nick, it's like, I owe you this. The way he talks, it's just a family concept.
Now,
I really
I
believe
know.
he's
I
part
know
of the
this is
family.
I
Very
know.
well could be overthinking it.
Yeah,
and
still.
connecting everything. But
So now
But-
I know this is audio drama, and I actually don't want to say I wish I can see his face because I want to keep it in the podcast. But anyway, if we only looked Bor's face when he said that, I wonder if Bor raised
if
one
Bor
of her
had an
eyebrows.
reaction,
Like,
yeah.
how? I wonder if you know what you're saying. Like that
Right.
kind of thing.
It would be so weird because, especially in the time that we're in now, right after she ran into Mira, it's like that phrase, that one sentence means so much more
Right.
Yeah.
than anybody would realize.
Yeah.
Michael says it means literally just a life for a life.
Yeah.
But when the family says it, it means family.
Right.
It means
I mean,
everything.
in these 2 episodes, who's 2 people that said life for a life?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
it's been the Boar and
No,
no.
just this episode.
just this one. Oh,
It's Vincent and Mira.
Yeah, and Mira.
Vincent and Mira, just them 2. And Mira said it multiple times already, before she had a conversation with Bor. She said that as a code. But now it's like, it's like super nonsense now not to think that he's not part of the family. You know what I mean?
And it's almost like a setup. Like, again, I could be very much overreading this.
Yeah.
But because I want Vincent to play that part so bad, But going right into the not the next part, but the following part, the family starts to open up so much more.
Yeah.
In this episode. So it's almost like they're playing jump rope with it. Like, is it? Like, who is it? Blah, blah, blah. So, like, they're in this episode alone, they've put so much family tie in.
The family
so
ties.
much.
Yeah. But yeah, life for life, because Nick saved him. Now he will go out there and save his life and put his life on the line. Now, after that, we're done with them.
They cancel the interview. They're like, we're going to cancel
we're gonna cancel the whole interview.
They're like, okay, it's going to be you three against our 3. And then they take Will.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to track back a little bit. Knowing Boyd, do you think she's going to play fair? Because she mentioned it's going to be a fair fight.
Oh, I think she's going to play fair per se. Just like always, I think it's going to be a hard stacked fight. Because she might use stuff
but what do you mean by so when you said, because you're questioning how she's not gonna play fair, how do you picture that in your own opinion?
The reason why I'm because it's gonna connect to the next scene that we're gonna talk about later on. She tells Will that I will always win. Your new friends are not gonna leave.
Yeah, but because you have to remember, Boar does not, how do I say that? Boar does not no. Boar does not do anything to ruin the game. To rig the game. She does not rig the game.
She'll stack the odds, but she won't make it impossible.
Yeah, she won't rig the game. Okay. So when she said, because she said to Bert that the first time, it's like, I always win, right? The house always wins. So what did she do? She have them play again, but in the legal way. Like all the people that won the game and bet on them to survive, she already gave them the money. You know what I mean? It's not like
it back.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna play another game with them, so I'm gonna hold your money for now. Exactly. You know what I mean? Not like that. Like here, you won.
That game
it's
is
fair.
done.
It's
now
done.
It's double the ante.
Yeah, exactly. So she will find a way to make it a different way for the house to win, but she won't rig the game.
And yeah,
you know
and
I mean?
like in this setup, it's gonna make people want to pay again, possibly for them now.
Right.
When they might have bet against them before, because they're like, oh, these people are good. They survived once. I bet they can do it again when there's 3 and not just 2.
Yeah, because we heard Walrus like hyped him up.
Yeah, they said 20 to 1 odds.
Yep.
And before it was way low, like way different odds. It was like 100 to 1 or something like that.
Exactly.
And so now they're like, oh, their odds have shot up. Like you have your chance to win big. Blah blah blah. Like this is gonna be great. But what if she puts people in like Buffalo Bill and the Strange,
the Fredo,
maybe the potential Fredo, and then just one other one that we don't know about yet. Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, that's stacked competition if they did something like that, or just Buffalo Bill and 2 from his tribe, like
Scorpions,
that's super strong.
Right.
Ooh, man.
Like, dude, what if I know it's almost impossible because there's no way I don't even know, but they caught like what if they caught Cole? Now
we don't need 3. We don't need 3.
Like,
Cole is enough.
The fuck?
Cole is enough.
I know. Anyway, so I don't think she will rig it in a way that they will put traps that they don't know about or poison their water so they feel sick before the game. Right. I don't think she will do that. I don't think so.
It's going to be a very legitimate but near impossible kind of trial.
Because she did the same thing with the games. When they won, they she didn't expect it. Like what? What? How much money am I losing right now? What? You know?
She was like super pumped to see one group get out. Yep. She's like, oh, that's big. That's gonna like drive up odds for other stuff. But she also already claimed on another one. So she's even essentially. But then when a second team won, she was like, oh, now I'm losing. Not okay.
Yep.
And then in her eyes, she can take this as one of 2 ways. 1, she's either losing, or 2, she's in a draw because 3 lived, 3 died in the game's terms. So she's like, I don't like ties. That's as close to a lot. That's basically a lose because I'm not coming out ahead. So it's like she could be taking that in those ways, making her want to make it a hard but legitimate fight.
But I think
because people will argue and they'll battle, like they'll revolt.
I
Essentially.
think the odds, because she was upset when Vera got out. I think because the odds in Vera in Heartland is a lot higher
because of Buffalo Bill.
because of
I
Buffalo
see.
Bill.
Being the strongest tribe.
So if anything, she would have lost a lot more. And then she had 2 women in that. You know, she had
that's
2
right.
women in Heartland. So the odds is way much higher now because, having 2 women in there, because she definitely thinks that they won't survive. But one of them survived. All right, so we go to Will on board. This is a really interesting scene. This is a very interesting scene.
This was heart-wrenching.
It is a
Yeah.
very heart-wrenching. So Walrus tossed him in the room, and Boar said, "Just leave me here." And Walrus said, "Are you sure? Leaving you with this rat?" And
He
she
won't do
said,
none.
"Well, you're not gonna hurt me, right?" And then she started interrogating him. Why would I save you? What would I do? And things like that. What happened to the project that I made you do? Or what happened to Matagun? Right?
Yeah.
And he said it's unsolvable. I can't do it.
Unfixable.
Yeah,
Yep.
unfixable. This is so interesting. So when I heard him blabbering, or when he's telling, when Will was telling Boar, the project and what he can do, bro. So we know Boar know nothing about what Will is doing, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing. So if I'm Will, I will just say, because that's pretty much what he did. I said in my notes, being Will, you can come up with any words because they won't understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to fix the transistor with this, and that's like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, okay, that's awesome.
Sounds like technical talk that all goes together. Got it.
I'll put some blinker fluid in there.
Blinker fluid.
But yeah, he's upgrading the Matagun. You know,
he's
if that's
creating
legit.
his own.
Yeah.
He's creating his
So
thing.
right now they're in the Matagun 7, right?
Yeah.
So he's essentially
6?
making the 8.
Oh, okay.
If that's the case.
Yeah.
And
And
so
he's
like,
making it lighter, like way
Yeah,
lighter
is it
than
working
you know?
on a replica or even better. I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
Wow, he's-
that's impressive.
Yep.
he's putting Datu out of the picture at this
Well,
point.
like I said, he's literally like the new Tommy. Mm-hmm. Because Tommy, I think if Tommy was around when the Matagun was being made, he would have been doing something like this.
Yeah, he will.
That kid was a
Ah.
genius.
Yeah. Because
agree.
Datu does not really know anything about technology. Like he's a mechanic and he couldn't.
He's got an
couldn't-
engineer's mindset, so
Yeah.
he can puzzle stuff.
Like, remember, he gave up on the generator until Bert showed up and punched it or kicked it, and it worked. You
Yeah.
know.
He's like, he can see, like, it's one of those things. Like, it's almost like he can see the schematic
Yeah.
when he has all the pieces.
Yep.
But when something's not exactly lined up to the schematic in his head or on the paper he's holding, he's like, I don't know where to go. Like,
Yeah.
I have to redo everything. I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
And it's all trial and error. Tommy's like, I'm very smart. He knows the insides better than the outsides.
Right. And he
That's
knows the
true.
electronics and things like that. You know.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
huge. So if, like, he was working alongside, like, Bert, when they, like, let's just say Datu made that first Matagun. I think that before or even right after what happened with the soldiers happened, I bet there would have been a new Matagun already because I think that he would have been working to be like, that thing's too heavy.
Yeah.
Because that's the way his
Yeah.
mind worked.
Yeah.
He said those cameras are too big, so I made these little cameras that you can use.
Yeah. And you
Like-
can hide. Yeah.
Because he's thinking about accessibility, ease, and stuff like that, while Datu's thinking, well, it works.
Yeah. This whole thing with Boar telling Will, like, because she said, I gave you anything you need. That was a very crappy thing. That's a very manipulative.
Very manipulative.
Very manipulative. Because it's like, I put in my notes, it's like in a toxic relationship, I gave you food and money, but I'll beat you up. But at least I gave you food and money. You know what I mean? Like me
Yeah.
beating you up
Yeah.
should compensate, like giving you the
Your
money.
slave labor is being funded by me.
Yeah,
Like,
so,
come
like,
on.
dude. Why are you so mad right now? You know what I mean? Like, this is not a toxic relationship. This is a give and take. I give you money, you let me beat you up. You know?
I feed you.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, exactly. It was so crappy. But Board knows what she's saying and what she's doing.
So for this conversation, because I know we can go deeper into it, but to kind of summarize it, it really came down to she's asking them why he's being a traitor. She's like, I was going to tell him all this stuff anyway, so you didn't hurt me, so I'll
Yeah.
give you another chance.
Yeah.
How's the Matagun?
Right.
And then I feel like he kind of had to come up with something on the spot. Like he kind of got the idea for what he's going to do in that moment.
Yeah.
Because she was threatening to force him through withdrawals.
Yeah.
Because he's on a very intensive drug. He's on. I think he said they were pills.
So
Yeah.
I looked up Stardust. Stardust actually exists in the real world. It's ecstasy.
Oh, it's X. Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
ecstasy. That's Stardust. I read a comment about who Will is, and they said that he might be related to Skittles. I don't necessarily agree with that theory. Like, yes, they both have stuttering problem and mental problems and things like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're related.
Well, also the stuttering problem and stuff for Skittles didn't come out until after Ink.
Yeah.
Ink is the cause of that. And
Right.
it was the trauma.
Right.
Because he was actually quite smart before that. Like he was pretty attached and he was a normal guy.
Yeah.
But then as soon as Dunbar fell, that's when he cracked.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't think Casey would go in that obvious, because you could say that it would be more obvious to think that they're related because they have the same problem. You know what I mean? Like I don't. No. It's like a stupid obvious. Like okay, but it's not like a big deal. It's like, oh wow, they're related. That's crazy.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
not
mean?
the mind blow. It's like, oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
It's more of an I could see that, not so much like a
wow. It's like if you say that Will is related to Bert, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
You would never see that coming.
like if Vincent somehow like came out as being related to Bert, like that would have been a huge
Oh
thing.
my gosh,
I
that
don't
would be
think that
big.
anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
pretty sure that we've stepped away from that at this point.
Yeah.
But like up until like when we first met him and we were first talking about him, we're like, yo, is this a thing? Like,
Right.
is this about to be something crazy?
Right.
But yeah, I could see them going either way with Will. I don't think there's that relationship from him and anybody from Westport.
Right. I think so too.
Or anyone from Colony, Westport, Dunbar.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a story of survival connection.
Yeah.
I
And-
think he's new.
And like I said to the previous episodes, stop connecting people from the OG, like from SOS. They can be just original characters, okay? Stop connecting them. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay them being just let alone characters, standalone characters.
Let us dream, dang it.
All right. So from there we transition to Riley and Mara.
Yeah.
Riley and Mara at the bar.
At the bar.
Yeah. So Riley's getting drunk again, and we know what happened the last time she got drunk.
So
Yeah.
she's not getting drunk, but she is drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's drinking
Because Mira is the one
but-
that's ordering drinks.
But based on what they're ordering and what they're getting, because now we already know that they're drinking. We don't know how much at this point. The bartender gave them a free drink, right? And I have this in my note. Bartender gave them free drinks. What if he knows who they are and he's trying to get them drunk? But I already like removed that because of what had happened later on when Nakoma showed up.
Okay, I was gonna say, I
yeah,
don't-
yeah. So that's not the case.
I
but
think
still,
it was they're new.
yeah. But still, they after that drink they ordered double more, and then they ordered another one, I think. So they're taking shots.
So they
They're
ordered.
drinking.
So they ordered two. So in the end they had two before Nakoma showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nakoma ordered them again after that.
Yes. But we don't know if they drank
Yeah.
those ones yet.
Right.
And also we don't know the potencies. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yo, that
still,
whole
he's
scene
drinking.
with Nakoma, I was dying. I had to re-listen to it
man.
just because I was laughing so
Yeah.
hard because of Nakoma too. Literally, she's the reason I was laughing.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna kind of fast forward through what Riley and Miro were talking about because they were very much like, well, we just kind of got a plan for what's happening next. Well, this could happen. Oh no, this could happen.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
well, we just need to blend in. So drink.
Yeah.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Nakoma shows up and they're like, oh, that's the person that was with them when they got out or whatever.
That Mara said at first, just watch out. This girl's kind of weird. You know
Yeah,
what I
she's
mean?
like,
Better
there's
watch
something
out with her.
interesting about
Yeah.
And
And
she
then
brings
it
up
was
the blowgun.
No, and then that's when Riley said, "Yeah, she's the one talking to them." You know, in
And
the
that
video.
was in the- with Vera.
Blowgun. She's the one that
Got him.
took them.
Dude, is it a little weird that because they saw the dart, right?
I saw the
Yeah.
dart
Okay, that
because
makes sense.
because the
Okay.
the pilot.
Yep.
The
yep.
pilot was left behind.
Yep. Okay.
And she got darted.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that because when I listened to it, I was like, man, she figured she figured that out quick. What the
Yeah.
heck? And then I remember. Yeah,
Yep. they it's
found
because
it.
the pilot.
Yep.
But dude, she goes up and
I
Mira's
know.
like, don't do anything. Where are you? Oh no, dude,
this is-
smash the
Dude,
bottle off.
this is how I pictured it, right? This is how I pictured it. So Mara, right? Mara, Riley, and then Nakoma. Mara's like this, trying to be not conspicuous.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah, inconspicuous. It's like this. Just relax. It's gonna be fine. Just don't do anything. It's like, oh wait, you're gone.
Yeah, she's already walking. She's already gone. It's already too late. Dude,
Oh man.
hits her with the bottle, and then Nakoma's freaking like, and like this is after a minute of like Nakoma talking to the bartender or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he makes a couple of remarks. Like,
Yeah.
chill.
yeah,
we're
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Well, and,
You can
while
buy
they're-
you can buy the whole bar.
Yeah, while they're like fighting, freaking Nakoma's so confused. She's like, "Who are you?
Yeah.
You took them,
bro. You know
What are you talking about?
Bro, you know what that scene reminds me of? Endgame. When Thanos said getting beat up by Scarlet Witch, Scarlet said, "You took everything away from me," and Thanos said, "I don't even know you." And then Scarlet
Literally.
just started beating him up. You know what I mean? I don't even know
That
you.
was literally it. Because she was so confused. And then after a moment of them fighting, she reached for her
Yeah.
blow dart
It was like,
or
wait,
blowgun, and then all of a sudden, Mira's like, "This is an
You looking for
interesting
this?"
little.
Yeah.
This is an interesting toy. Like it's like a coward's weapon, or
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
she
yeah,
says
yeah,
something
yeah.
like
Yeah, in those
kind of
lines.
insulting. Mira is slick.
Slick.
First, she snaked that from her, and we already know she's pretty perceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know she's in a bar fight, which kind of makes it more impressive. But then after that, she puts Nakoma into a chokehold.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
before,
No.
yeah, but before that too, because you would think that Mare will try to stop them. She didn't.
No, she's like,
dude,
this
she's
is their
like,
fight.
this isn't
This
your
is not
fight.
yet.
This
This
isn't
is
your
their
fight.
fight.
just let him fight. And then the bartender's like, "I'm gonna call and don't do that."
yeah, she's like, just let him do it.
I thought Mary's like gonna stop and it's like, "No, we're not trying to make a scene. Just stop." Nope. Yeah, you do you,
Dude,
girl.
she's like, "It's too late.
Yeah.
Like, just go."
You're mad. I totally
I can't
understand.
hold
Do
you
your
back.
thing. You know?
Oh man.
And then seconds from choking her out,
Yeah.
she's like, "I can help," and she's like, "Can she help?" Like, dude, I like in my mind, I just see Mira like, "Do I let her go?"
I know.
Like just looking at Riley, like, "Do I?
Are we
what am I
doing this?
Like,
Are we doing
do
this?
I squeeze a little more? Do I release?"
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, man.
this seemed like the most nonchalant fight ever for Mira. Like, and I'm honestly more terrified of Mira than ever.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
she was a thug when she took out the
Yeah.
guards in like a
Yes.
second and
Yes.
stuff
For
like that.
real.
But this is like,
yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
like
makes you think how tall is Mara. She's got to be like tall.
I think like probably around my height, around our height.
Oh,
like,
I think she's taller. I think she's about like 5'10", 5'11". Oh, I'm 5'10".
I
Sorry.
say I'm 5'10".
Like about 6 feet.
say
I
I'm
think.
5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
That's my.
I think she's about 6 feet. I think. Like,
yeah,
she's
she
a
could
tall
be.
chick. Yeah.
But
That's how I picture her.
dude, like,
Bro, that whole scene
she's a
is
G.
crazy.
And then afterwards, Nakoma's like, "Don't call anyone." She's like, "Don't call anyone."
I love her statement here.
And she said they're just friends. Hell of a way to say hello. They're what can I say? They're
The French.
I was like, dude, I laughed because Riley was like, Riley got a kick out of that one.
They're French. Holy smokes. And then
That
they
was
started
good.
talking, and Nakoma explained to them what's going on and what's about to happen, you know. And that's when the
video.
second. Wait, no, it was Nakoma who said "life for a life."
No, it wasn't.
It was
Nakoma.
Mara?
It was Mara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that's
No,
when they
because what
explained-
happened is that Nakoma was gonna tell them something, but said, let's just wait. And then when she took the drink, she says that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They look up. Walrus said blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then after that was said, Nakoma explains what went down, and then Mira says,
"A life for a life."
Yep.
"Yeah."
A life for that's the second time it was mentioned. And then they started talking, and then the one absolute awesome word happened when Nakoma told Mara, "You're gonna burn this place down, right? You're gonna, do something with Bor." What did she say? Absolutely. And,
said that?
And Wakka said, "That's the new out Falcon standing.
That's what
I still say out Falcon standing all the time, though.
That's the new out Falcon standing. But I thought I heard that from Story Survival.
No, I don't think. Well, he listened more than us.
What?
He thinks that absolute effing
Lutely was
mentioned in.
I think
SOS.
Bert says it at one point.
Who, Bert?
No,
Bert.
I don't think so.
I thought it was Michael. I
don't think Michael has
I might be wrong. So Casey, correct us if that was mentioned.
There's a lot of scenes.
Yeah, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised Bert saying it because he says so many quotes.
No.
And that's a very Bert thing.
No, because remember that one scene.
Like,
remember that one scene when the house was burning, and I think it was burning, and then they figure out to get water, and that's when Michael got excited. He might not have said the absolutely, but he said something.
I would say that's honestly like that's like too cheeky of a line for Michael.
Yeah,
he never says anything really that cheeky. I think the most cheeky thing that he really said throughout the
hit him
entire
again.
Hit him again.
Yeah, hit him again. Like, still my favorite phrase from Michael though.
100%.
Hit him again.
MVP line right there.
Yeah, exactly. And especially of the reason, the BTS, the behind the scene of that sentence. Like we know, it's like yes, hit him again. So they were talking, and then Mara said, and this is a good transition, when Mara said, Lord knows who's coming to help.
Well, before that, they decide Mira is going to be used as bait.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Shoot, I'm
That's
sorry.
huge.
I skipped that. I
so
skipped that. Sorry.
Nakoma says, like, I'm already out. Like, I can't just go back now of all times and say, like, hey, I want to be an animal pack, in the animal pack or whatever. And she's like, well, you can if you go back with me.
Right.
Like,
right.
they know me. They don't know Riley.
When we were listening to this, I caught this a mile away. I don't know if you heard me say that out of my, like, what do we say? Like
under your breath.
Under my breath, I said that. It's like, oh, you're gonna. Actually, what I said is gonna give both of them. And then she said just her. So I kind of saw that coming.
Riley not being in is going to play a huge
and
part.
That's
just like,
important.
because it already has. It already has played a really big part, because her not going means that she wasn't in the meeting, meaning she didn't get captured the first time.
Yep.
Her staying out, and then because she stayed out, it got them the connection to Nakoma.
Yeah.
Because if it was just Mira, they never would have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, her staying out has already played such a huge part, it's going to happen again.
Right. Right. So their faces are everywhere, right? Like Riley's face. Like they don't know who Riley is.
They don't know who Riley is.
They don't know her face and anything like that. They just know Mira.
So the animal pack knows of Mira, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, but they know they're looking for two women.
Yeah,
That's
two
it.
women probably together. It's gonna be Mira and whoever she's with, like kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes me think. Why is Riley hiding? Like they don't know who you are
because of who she's with. Like she has to be just because of who she's with.
Right.
If it was just her, if she was out gambling, still, it'd probably be fine.
Yeah. Although that guard that saw him, you know,
that Mira took down.
No. I'm talking about with Grant.
Right after Grant.
Yeah.
Yes, but he wouldn't have known that they were being hunted yet.
Yeah.
Right. No. It's like if he recognized. I don't know if this is gonna play out in the story.
He might connect them later.
Yeah, he might connect them later. It's like, oh, I know that chick, and that chick too was with her.
Yeah, that might come into play. So
That's
after
true.
that,
And that's when the transition happened. When Mara said, "Lord knows who's coming to help,"
and it goes
we
back to
transition-
Alex and Gloria and Dot.
and Dot, which kind of makes you think they are the help.
Well, yeah, and they kind of hint along it. Like this whole thing is kind of just hinting along that. So Gloria's giving them the tour.
Yep.
Saying like there's some old food there. Like if you want it, you can have it. But just so you know, it is old. Dot is like, oh,
Yeah.
like dude, like oh my gosh, like there's like.
Gloria said, "I can heat that up if you." Oh, I
And
guess
she's
not.
already just
She went
nomming.
in on the
There's
food.
this little like pitter patter thing from one of the games I used to play, and it's like the feet are just going like tick, 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 and like the hands are like and like that's all I saw is Dot right there. She's like food.
I know, but you can also hear Alex started eating because the way he speaks, he has a full mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he
Like,
was
this
already
is fine.
digging in. Like they were both hungry.
Yeah. Gloria's like, how do you understand her? She's like, I'm learning.
Yeah.
But she's better than she was.
Yeah, she
so, like,
already
they
knows
kind of-
3 words.
Gloria has
Right.
gotten much nicer, and
lot.
I think it's mostly because of who it is.
Yeah, well, because you also you can also connect from what she said eventually when she said, I know I made mistakes and I
Yeah.
want to change it. Like this is her part
Redeem.
of like redeeming herself.
Yeah,
Like,
this
I made a
is
mistake."
I think which that scares me. This is her redemption story. She might die
Oh
by
yeah,
the end of this.
like her arc is done.
Yeah, like I think
know what I
she
mean?
might die with the whole attacking Prim if that's the way they go about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I mean that's what I was rolling with. I was like, she's being too nice until at the very end.
How long are you guys staying here? And she said,
Well, there's that, but I don't know if you caught it. You're listening to Gold Rush, right?
Yep.
Now, I don't know if you got to that part yet where Gloria's habit starts again when I know I'm jumping ahead. Alex starts radio in.
Well, yeah, she's still wanting to be like careful. She's like,
Yeah.
but also it's because she knows what's happening closer than Westport, which is
Yeah.
Prim. Like, so she's like, you have to be careful. Like,
Well, if you recall it, she was able to listen in on other people's room because she has. So
Yeah.
I think she's listening on the radio where.
most likely.
yeah, which is not.
But-
it's not really a problem because it's like they're just radioing in people for help,
Literally,
not
she
bringing
could
people in.
She could have literally just sat in there with them too,
Yeah,
if she really
yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah, and I think
and
that's
they weren't against it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, thanks for letting us use it.
Right.
Like, are we good? Like,
Right.
do you?
this gives me a whole flashback of Story Survival. It's like I have this in my notes. Like, have they never learned? And who's listening? Who else is listening?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't actually really clear because we transitioned from them radioing to someone listening. The podcast is making us assume that it was Westport listening to them, but it wasn't clear that it's Westport listening to them.
Which, yeah, and from there it actually ends up transferring into the next group
Yeah,
entirely.
yeah.
I thought
which makes us
that
believe
transition
that
was
it was Westport, but we still don't know.
We don't know.
What
yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe is Gloria listening in her room, because that's what I was trying to explain.
Yeah,
Gloria
yeah.
has the she
Yeah.
has the ability to listen to the radio
Right.
in her room.
Right, but but it wasn't clear though. That's our point.
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
clear.
true.
It wasn't 100% that it was Westport listening, Gloria listening, Prim listening, Republic listening. We just know that someone
Well,
is
she
listening.
did say it's in the open air, open line. So
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it's either going to be Gloria listening.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about that initially.
yeah.
Or it might be like a trader from Westport. I think it's one of those two.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's Prim, and I don't think it's Republic.
Yeah.
And that's just going along with kind of what we've been saying, like with the boar having people in her pocket.
Yeah.
that's right. That makes
And
sense.
this part, unlike Michael, Alex that we know of, never mentioned an area where they at.
No,
He's just reaching out.
Yeah, he's literally just trying to get an out message, a connect. Like, hey,
right.
this is this. Please
Whatever.
respond.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Next. Hey, please respond.
Yeah.
No. Okay. And that was it.
Unless, of course, they can pinpoint, oh, where's that pinging? You know,
Which
what I
I
mean?
don't think there's any kind of technology like that
Right,
that anyone will have
Right.
in this time. But one thing I will say before we move on, I thought it was like a really like sweet moment to me that Gloria offered Rhonda's room.
Yes.
I was like, oh
Yes.
my heart, dude. I was like,
Yes.
so bittersweet.
Right.
You were conceived in that room and it hasn't been cleaned.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't touched that room ever since she left.
Literally, yeah. She said she hadn't changed anything. I was like, ha!
Yeah. And that's where Alex 2.0 is going to show up with Dot.
Yo, the setup is there.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Don't get my hopes up. I want Alex with nobody else. I want Dot with nobody else.
What was the, because I said Team Alex and Dot. What did you say in your hashtag?
I said team
A Dot.
no, it was team a lot
Team a lot.
or team Dex.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hashtag Team Dex or Team a lot. What? How are you gonna do that? Like, you can't. Or how about just Team Dot in Dot's language? Whether
Team
she
Dot.
said Alex or Dot,
Or
Just
was it
Team
a mix
Dot.
of the two?
Just mix of the two. Exactly. Who knows? It's Team Dot.
The world may never know.
Exactly.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Can field go bad?
Huh?
Can field go
Yes.
bad?
I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
If you like, for example, when you just leave like fuel in your like in your lawnmower,
yeah.
you have to change that
You have to
at the end of like the winter. You want to change it because it'll go bad.
Yeah, I guess it expires.
Yeah,
Oh.
100%.
Because I know they can evaporate if you leave the lid open or whatever, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think they would go bad. I thought.
No, yeah, it 100% will go bad,
Yeah. There you go.
and it doesn't take that long.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
That
we
makes sense.
transition to the Team C. This is man, this is it.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a peak moment of We're Alive Descendants, this is one of the peak of We're Alive Descendants.
So we hear the radio,
man.
yeah.
and then you kind of hear the listening, and then this is where it could be somebody listening to the radio from the other side,
Right.
or it could just be its way to transfer into the phone call,
Right.
because then you find out, oh, there's a calf that's being born or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And
No, that's a lie.
no. I
Yeah.
know. But there's a calf that's being born,
Yeah.
So she was talking to Dean.
No.
No, not at all. That is in my notes right now, because Ruth got the information before Pegs.
So okay.
So who told Ruth?
So I think Ruth was talking to Dean. I think you were correct. I think she was going to stay and check on Michael. I don't think she was going because he woke up.
yeah.
I think that she was there because then in this time she leaves and Peg starts searching the house.
Yeah.
She can't find the rings. And so
This whole scene, right?
she kind of pro'd it. She kind of went G mode here.
No. But before that, like when she's searching, you went with a comedic like sound,
Approach.
sound approach. Like, why would they hide it in the fridge? Yeah,
I was
like, even the music background is like comedic, like that whole thing.
then
It's
she
like,
goes,
it's like this is. I'm sorry. This is like Casey. I'm softening the blow. I'm gonna make you laugh right now.
I'm gonna
And make it interesting. It's like, oh, this is fun. This is awesome. And then
Boom.
disappoint you then. But go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just adding to the funniness. She goes into the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
why would it be here? Would it?
Why would it be?
Well, like, in her
But knowing
mindset-
the family though, like
That's
maybe
it. And like
you
in her
know?
mindset, it's like it's gonna be where nobody would
Yeah,
ever look.
yeah.
If their
Yeah.
house was raided, they wouldn't look.
If
there.
it was hiding in the toilet, I would have thought it would be on the back end.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
when the lid dropped, I was like, why would they hide it in there?
It would
I
get
mean, it
flushed.
could just be like right under the thing, stuck somehow. I don't know.
It's like it tied in with the rope. So every time you flush it, it's still there. It's still connected.
Like,
You know?
But so
Yeah.
after looking for a minute, Dean
So
gets home.
So hold on. So you think Dean called Ruth first?
Yes.
Yeah, I think those two were talking. I think Dean was basically saying like, "Hey, I'm coming home."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, well, I'm basically gonna go keep an eye on Michael."
Michael. Yeah.
Because we find out that they've been keeping eyes on him,
Yeah.
which we kind of already knew, but now we found out why. So I think that's where the conversation was. I think it was
Yeah.
those two.
So it is. I'm just gonna talk about or mentioning what we talked about in previously in other episodes, that it is for sure them, not other people.
Yes,
You know,
that was confirmed in this
yeah,
episode.
it's confirmed that it's them, not someone else pretending to be them,
yeah.
to look at Michael.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But they definitely know how to hide from the cameras.
Right? They do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. So that answered my question. Who gave her the info? It will be Dean, but not necessarily the info that Michael woke up, because that's a new
I
information.
think she just so happened to be there.
Yeah. Okay. So Dean is being really funny with this, dude. His acting ability, it's either Dean himself or the actor, right? It's really well done. It's like he's like playing it really well. Like, bro, when he said that, when he's like answering Peg's questions, I thought he had no idea. Like this dude, yeah.
I was literally starting to think like, yo, what if we were wrong and Dean doesn't know that his parents are family?
Like the only people that knew was Ruth and Mira. Like
Yeah.
they hid
Right.
it from Dean. Dude, he's so good. He was really good.
Dude, like it's literally like he was handed the script
Yeah.
and was left out the next part.
Yeah.
And so he's just reading like, what? Like, no.
I know.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, just complete, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the complete stupidity. Like,
Right,
you're like,
right.
this is such a dumb thing that you're asking me. Like, literally, you're speaking another language right now. What is happening?
Peg said, Dean, I know.
I know. Dude,
Oh,
I hate
you
it
know
when
that the
mothers
ice
do
cream is
this. I hate it when mothers do this.
I know. Because you know why they're doing that. You know, they're trying to get more
goad it.
information.
Yeah, they're trying to goad it out.
Yeah.
Like, I know. You know about which one? Which thing? I got a few of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I need you to narrow this one down.
I know who you really are. I know your family. Yeah, you're living with us. Of course,
You're
you know
living
my
with us.
family.
Of course, we're family. Yeah, it was so
man.
wonderfully done.
Dean was awesome.
all the way through.
But she's such a G when she confronted them.
Yeah,
Like, confronted
Dude, she's
Dean.
finally like.
Yeah.
In Descendants, she's really kicked everything up.
Yeah,
She's finally, I think being a mother has made her
Tougher?
her character come to
Oh,
fruition.
man.
And then Michael's life on the line too. It's just like, yeah, screw my shyness, screw everything. I'm
Yeah.
gonna like confront you.
Yeah,
you know-
like, she snapped.
So when Dean was trying to play, I was disappointed. I was like, bro, if it was Mira or Ruth, they would have still played you on.
Yeah.
But Dean just dropped the ball. I'm like, when the
When
whole
she
ring
said they
thing-
got the ring,
yeah,
oh
I was
man.
like, ah, crap.
and then she
It shows
named
his age though,
Latch, Scratch, name all the four.
Angel, yeah,
and
and
then
Derai.
and then
he
he's like,
probably knows each and every single one of them.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Oh,
he
yeah.
was
or
like,
of them.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
And that's where he drops like, come on, Dean.
Did
They
you
should-
notice? Did you notice she didn't say Vera
Yes.
or Oliver?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She only said the four, but she didn't
She
mention
said
Vera
the story
and
survival
Oliver.
ones. That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
oh.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
she just didn't think of them in the heat of the moment.
Probably too, but there's
She-
a reason why she didn't mention them.
I'd say she might have been hiding that.
Yeah,
Though.
because I don't think CJ, I don't think that was a public information.
It
I feel
is
like
not.
CJ's
Yeah.
the
that
only
is
one that knows
CJ's
that.
private life.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
Right
that's
now.
true.
yeah. So she doesn't
Like
want to
she,
tell them.
yeah, like she told her.
Yeah.
But like that's her private life, and so
Right.
she's talking about her life experiences with the other four.
Right. So Pegs is like, because CJ instructed her, be careful, don't do anything stupid and things like
She
that.
does something
And Pegs is like, screw that, I'm gonna confront him.
I'm gonna make them say.
yeah. So,
Oh man.
I have this in my notes. It says Dean and Ruth had an idea but can't tell Pegs. What can they tell Pegs? And because he's saying that I'm not allowed, and I'm talking about the person who killed or tried to kill Michael.
That's what I think.
I think that they're just not allowed to say why they're there, which is what Mira told Riley. Or no, Mira didn't tell Riley. Who? Mira told the boar.
No, because and this is my theory. My theory is the reason why they're so attached to the Michael case because they know who tried to kill Michael.
They might, but like, and I know that he did very well at playing dumb on like everything. I think he doesn't know that.
No, I'm talking about like Ruth and Dean because he kept saying
I don't think
like
no,
I'm
no.
not
I don't
allowed.
think Dean knows. I don't think Dean knows that part.
Gotcha.
I think what he is trying to say that he can't tell is one, he can't say he's a family member,
Uh-huh.
and two, he can't say why he's there because it's family business.
Right.
Because
Right.
even though they kind of ran away,
Yeah.
it was disguised as family business.
Right.
Saying
It's
you
still-
are going to protect Vera, you're going to
still-
protect my daughter.
It still doesn't make any sense why they are protecting Michael and Pegs like that much.
I think they're protecting Michael because he's such a core member of the colony or of Westport.
Yeah, but they're I don't know,
And-
man. I don't know. Because it's like they don't put
And I think he could be doing it for Oliver still. Because Oliver knew him personally.
knew who? Michael?
Michael, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
Oh
was
yeah,
in the-
yeah. That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
'Cause he was there.
I completely forgot lockdown existed.
Yeah,
in
because
the colony.
so he
Yeah.
knew all the core people.
Right,
When
but
they were
they-
still the colony.
They didn't put. Granted, she's the president, right? She will
Mm-hmm.
have security, but they didn't put that much effort on like talking about or being part of CJ, like any track record of knowing where CJ is, if
Hmm.
she's next, or anything like that.
Well, because I just think that hasn't come out too much yet
Mm-hmm.
because they were sent to protect CJ and Vera.
Right. But the attachment that they have right now with Michael, because here's my thing, right? CJ might not be too concerned CJ because she's the president and she has security.
has all that
but at the
protection,
same
yeah.
time, Michael is connected to CJ, so Michael would have security from CJ. So
Mm-hmm.
that theory is gone, long gone. Like you can't even put that as an evidence or
Mm.
whatever. Because he will almost have the same security as CJ per se.
Not
But
really,
they're so
though.
like no. I mean, he got attacked in Westport, right?
He got attacked in his office.
Yeah, but he also has a position, and he's connected to CJ. So CJ will be like, hey, you need to protect my friend and be with him all the time.
Think about this. It's like that's like saying that the president's Secret Service and like like an army general. Army general does not have that kind of protection. Like I know it's more personal than that.
Yeah, they have the relationship,
but a Secret Service doesn't have that relationship.
But the president can order the Secret Service to give him more security,
but
and that's what I'm saying.
Until he got
CJ.
attacked, that wouldn't be a thing.
No, after he got attacked, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, but he did have that because I mean when like Pegs had to fight through people to get in,
right, and that's when I go to my point of why the need to check into Michael constantly because of the whole defense that he will have the same security as CJ.
Also, I don't think that CJ trusts any of her people now. Like I think she trusts the main person that's been protecting her.
Yeah.
And Michael, but she doesn't trust the new guy that took his spot.
Yeah, but that was the CJ. That wasn't like the Ruth and
I know, but I'm
Dean.
saying if they don't have that trust, or if she doesn't have that trust, they might already have. They're gonna have less trust than she does on the inside.
Yeah,
especially knowing that he got attacked inside, they might think it's an inside job.
Yeah,
so they might be like, nobody's safe outside of the family. Nobody, like they might not even trust Victor.
Right
at this point.
So you could say the same thing to CJ towards CJ. Not trusting CJ, but not trusting people around CJ. So we have to protect CJ too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
she's just a little too high profile to attack. Yet.
Right. Yeah.
Once they do the kind of, it's not a coup. They're doing the re-election. After that, she's gonna become.
Oh my gosh! We also have that. We also have that plot of the re-election because it's coming up.
That's right.
It's coming up. But yeah. So going back, I think. And this is just my own opinion. I think Ruth Dean have an idea on who attacked Michael, and they're trying to hide it. And they're not telling anybody because they don't trust anybody.
Yeah,
yeah.
That I could see that. I think it's more likely that Ruth knows, and
not Dean tell Dean. Yeah,
and Dean doesn't.
Yeah.
Again, like it. Could be wrong. We already know that he's very good at acting and very good at faking what he does know.
Yeah.
But he did seem genuinely frazzled when Pegs was like calling him out on like, you know who attacked, who did it, was it you? No, and he's like, I don't know. Then why are you seeing him so much? Because we don't know. Like, I think that was a genuine thing for him.
Yeah.
And then very much Ruth could be saying that she might have an idea or no, but I think that I don't think Dean himself knows.
Because Ruth can just tell him, hey, you're my son, I'm doing something and I want you to be part of it, so I want you to listen to me and do the things that I want you to do.
And with the family, it's very much a trust, do what I say. I'm above, I'm the higher rank. It's family, but like I'm a higher rank, so like you just do my
Dean is her biological son, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Dean,
Okay.
Yeah. Dean and Ruth are the biological.
Yeah. And then there's a phone call. Whose cell phone is that? Because Dean is acting like I don't know whose phone that is.
It's the house phone. It's Dean's house phone that gets called.
Yeah. But they're looking at. I'm guessing she's looking at the.
Because she's in the heat of the movie telling Dean off, and then she hears the phone ring, so she runs to the.
She thinks that it's Ruth.
Yeah.
She thinks it's. Oh, is this Ruth calling? I got a lot of questions to tell her.
Yeah.
Pulls it up, and then it was the hospital.
And it was for her.
Yeah, gotcha. Because I thought Dean was saying like I don't know, like who's calling you? Like I thought that's what he was saying. I think
he just didn't know who would be calling.
Right. Gotcha. And then it wasn't Ruth who answered. I think it was the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the hospital that called.
Yep, and told Pegs. Before we go to this vital part of the of the episode, I don't have a segment, but I have a discussion for us to talk about. Someone messaged me. His name is Caleb. Shout out to Caleb. His name is Caleb. He has this amazing theory. You guys ready for this? We should talk about this. This is gonna be epic.
It's for you, Caleb.
So he said, I have been trying to catch up on your I'm gonna go to my camera. I have been trying to catch up on your podcast all day. I think you guys should go back and listen to your podcast like you do with Descendants. With everything you guys have laid out, I think that Tanya is still alive, and she is the director of the tribe of the people following Inc. She's been teaching her followers about the infected. This is why Alvin is so knowledgeable. I think the end of Tanya's journal will show an omission that cancer. Hold on. That cancer didn't take her life, and that she left Westport because she was turning. Tanya still wants to connect with Nick, and that's why she left the journal. Michael knows this and knows this is where Nick is headed to meet his grandma, but is also afraid Tanya may try and take Nick to further experiments as she is started to lose her mind. I think Tanya wanted to start digging at the tunnel in hopes of finding Cody so she could see her son again, but also so she could have Ink's notes. If this has come up on your pod, sorry for bugging you, but if not, feel free to share it with you guys. And fans. Bro.
Definitely has not come up on the pod.
Oh, no.
I think there was a point where we said like she could be alive.
Yeah.
But we dismissed that pretty quick.
Or she didn't die of cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we thought like she may have actually turned.
Right.
Which, in the way that you're saying, like, first off, this is like actually very well put together theory. I really like it. I can see a lot of merit
Props
to
to
it.
you,
Actually,
Caleb.
Dude, that was crazy.
What if like she could have turned kind of like Ink did?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you are
because the cancer mixed with what could have been Ink's invulnerability to it is what could have been the changing factor. Those two together.
Yeah.
And it really brings a good direction for that one line that Michael said, you won't like the ending. We don't know the ending of the journal. So she could have survived and just left. It could have said she left.
Oh, that's right.
She could have. What if the followers that were there
my goodness,
were there for two things? What if they were there to go for Ink's notes and be there for Nick?
Yeah.
Yo.
Right.
Because also Alvin was very, very quick to trust this group.
Yeah.
For a very skittish, what you would expect to be a very skittish group and a very reserved group.
Yeah.
He was like, if you've ever seen anything about cults, they're very not trustworthy.
Yeah.
Like they don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not one of us, get away.
And
he was like, we're family.
Right.
And immediately.
Yeah. and because
he was like their best friend.
Because Alvin wouldn't have recognized Nick, but he would recognize the notebook.
Yes.
Tanya's notebook. He would recognize that. And Nick pulled it out, and Alvin might have saw it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh man,
dude, that theory has ground.
See, because the word director, and we'll talk about it later. That's what triggered me. It's like, where did I hear the word director from? I know someone said director, and it just hit me. It's like, is it from the cult group?
Yeah, the cult group. Yep.
Dude.
Speaking of Alvin, we haven't seen him again, huh?
We haven't seen him since he got them up to see Will.
Yeah, we haven't seen him, but we can't wait. So this theory, right? The Tanya theory, Tanya's character development just got brushed off quick in Descendants. They just said that she died of cancer, and then that's it. You know, like we didn't really have a closure. You know, if you can say we had a closure with Hope. We had a closure with a lot of OG characters.
Yeah, not even the end in SOS because she wasn't there.
They set up for closure in this, which it very well could be that, you know, at the end she it talks about her death, and it might have been a much worse death than what we would expect. Yeah. But one way or another, they did set up that we'll get that closure eventually.
Yeah.
We're gonna read the end of that book.
Right.
I knew there was something important
just
about
waiting.
that notebook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, literally the most highlighted thing about it so far is just that Michael said you're not gonna like the end.
Yeah. Bro, Michael's still hiding some information there.
Yeah, he is. Even till death.
Yeah.
Yeah, and him saying that only Hope knew means that has to mean it's about Tanya.
Yeah.
Because
and it makes sense too why she was so hesitant to tell Pegs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she booked right away when Pegs is getting closer to that information. and then just so happened coincidentally the patient showed up, and she I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go because she doesn't want to tell her the story.
Right.
Since
doesn't wanna
Hope
tell her
only
the
knows, do you
information.
think CJ knows?
No, I don't think so. That's the thing. I don't think CJ knows. I think Michael, Tanya, and Hope are the only ones that know.
And I think that I think the guy that took Michael's job might know now.
Really? You think so?
Because if something got left behind, something of Michael's got left behind,
Oh, in his
like
office?
a journal or something like that, I think he would have taken it and read it.
Yo, what if that was the next storyline? The Sergeant Colonel guy, Hugs, will show up again having the note or having whatever is in his desk.
He literally could. He literally could in the next
Yeah.
chapter show up with that. Be like, there's
Like Pegs will go there.
It would be almost like a treason or traitor thing.
Right. Pegs will go there and try to look for it, and then Hugs will show up. It's like, are you looking for this? You know?
It'll be used like as blackmail or something.
Yeah,
against
and
them.
that's when CJ's gonna lose the election.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Honestly, this theory brings in a lot of possibilities. I really like. It's very well thought out. It's very specific, and it's really hard to get so specific with a lot of left field kind of predictions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like most of what we do, we don't make any like super specific drawn out predictions. We're like, oh, it's probably going to be something like this. Over here it might be something like this, which might connect to this kind of thing. But this is like, well, what if this is this, and because this is this, it goes right over here, and it's like, okay, now you're building like a full chart.
Yeah. It's like a investigator now.
the last
you
theory
know?
that was just as good was thinking that Victor was the one
Vincent
was the one that took out Michael.
That was still a great theory, and that might still be a theory. You know what I mean? We
I just
don't
think
really
the
know.
time doesn't line up. The time is too close for Vincent taking out Michael.
You think so?
Yeah, because
you're right.
The kids were were
Just
grabbed
about to leave.
They were leaving as that was happening, and for our understanding, he should have been east a bit.
Yeah.
And probably already taken, just not put onto a train yet.
Yeah. Although the last time we talked about the timeline doesn't make any sense, Casey corrected us about Seal.
But that's the thing. The timeline still did make sense. It's just we misheard which one was him.
Right.
We thought that we were
Seal was
right,
on the
But
train.
he can't.
Both.
No, the time wouldn't make sense if he did both of them. If he did both of them, of him, capturing Grant and then selling tickets to
It'll be Seal 1,
to
Seal
Nick,
2.
you know what I mean? If it's the same Seal, that wouldn't make any sense. But now
Exactly.
Seal is the one selling it and not attacking the train.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like timeline wise, it wouldn't make sense if he was both, and we were right on that.
Yeah.
We were just wrong on which voice was his.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's the accent.
Yeah, and it's really hard sometimes because until you hear somebody's voice enough times, a lot of brighter voices, more monotone voices, deeper voices, Western voices, like there's a lot of inflections that if you don't hear them enough, it's hard to pick out.
Right.
I mean, Nick and Alex took several parts for us to be able to actually distinguish them consistently.
Well, especially Alex and Vincent, like put them together.
Yeah, Alex and
it's
Vincent as
tough.
well.
And Lisa and Vera.
Yeah.
The
It was
first
hard
time.
in
So
the beginning.
it took several parts for us to be able to get.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it took like actually more than that. It took like 4 chapters for us to be able to actually actively and consistently narrow them apart.
Yeah. Unlike the story Survival, I guess Riley has an accent, so we can tell the difference between Pegs and Riley. How about Pegs and Lizzie? Did you guys have any problems with them?
No, my biggest issue I think was actually Michael and Angel
Really?
in the first one.
Oh, I didn't have any problem with Michael. Like Michael and Saul has a very distinctive voice.
I know. I mean, Saul did, but there were certain things that Michael would say in the beginning, when he wasn't doing his "quote unquote" narration voice.
Yeah.
I would mix it up with Angel a bit.
I struggled with one of the soldier boys.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I struggled
I
with
think it was
Robinson,
Muldoon.
Muldoon. Yeah, Robinson. It's always Robinson, Muldoon. Because Angel and Carl, they are white boy voices. You know what I mean? White boy's voice.
And then Puck is Puck.
Puck is Puck, yeah. Yeah, but Carl is like, yeah, that dude is a white boy. And then Angel, yeah, that definitely dude is a white boy. All right. That was great, Caleb. Thank you for that. That was a
good.
good theory. That was a really good theory.
Okay, so now we have to hit where everything hit home.
Shoot.
We gotta wrap this up. We've been going a long time.
No,
so-
before we go there,
Oh no.
before we go there, there's nothing important. I just want to remind you guys, Michael in Story Survival, the way he narrates, what did he say by the end of his narration?
What was it?
Was it what? I don't remember or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
What did he say?
You're talking about his slave.
He's yeah. His spiel. It's like, I don't remember what's gonna happen tomorrow or something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, and I don't fear death. Or,
Yeah.
That was then.
And this is now. And this is now.
Yeah. So like, basically, like if that slate is the same now as it was then, like
This is now.
He was afraid of death.
Yeah. Bro.
Which I think he was afraid of death now because he has so much more to lose now. Then, I think the reason why he wasn't afraid of death and why this slate worked perfectly, especially after finishing Story of Survival, knowing that the whole Story of Survival was read after the Story of Survival happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his slate lined up perfectly because at the beginning he had nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Like literally, a girl was trying to hit on him. He's like, I don't care. Like
Yeah.
he had nothing.
Yeah.
But now he does.
But what I'm
And
saying
now
is,
he's got family.
like the
and-
fear of death. This is then. That is then. But this is now. And that death is now. Let's talk about this. He woke up.
Okay, he woke up.
Gave us hope.
Pegs rushes to the hospital.
Right.
Kind of fighting with Dean the whole way.
Yeah, yeah.
Dean's like, I'm just trying to help. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I can open this door for you if you calm down. And she's like, shut up, move. They get there. Ruth is already there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I heard what happened, so I left. And she's like, shut up, stay here.
Yeah.
Don't come anywhere near me.
She said, calf, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then you
She
can kind
meets
of
a-
hear Dean say, like, she knows I couldn't stop her. And she rushes into the thing. She's like, they're like, you can't be in here. He just woke up, like, blah, blah, blah. Try and kick me out.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so but before
Right.
she
Wife.
Yeah.
before she went in, she crossed the soldier to check to confirm no weapons or whatever. I
What do you think?
I thought the soldier was Will. Because his voice was more deeper,
Yeah.
but more calmer. I was like,
Yo, what if that's Casey? I wouldn't be surprised if that was
right.
Casey.
It
You
could've
know what I
been.
mean? I should listen to it. I wonder if that was Casey. But yeah, dude,
Oh,
that
man.
when he said, do you have weapon? It made me chuckle because it's stinking pegs.
pegs.
Like,
How would anyone not know?
if there's anything that won't have any weapon at this point, it's pegs. Yeah, but and then when Michael woke up, not gonna lie, it gave me a little hope. Like, oh, he's awake. You know, even though I said I want Michael dead.
You've been saying
I've
from
been saying that,
episode
and
1,
I still
kill
do.
him, kill him,
I
kill
still
him.
do.
Shut up.
But he gave me hope. It's like, oh man, my boy.
Shut up and be
our
happy
boy-
about it.
our boy is awake. And
Not
he's-
yours anymore.
Yeah, because he's dead.
oh man,
I have this in my note. Freaking Michael, just say it. Say what you're about to say. Just say it.
I think. Okay, first off, like, obviously he didn't say it because drama.
Historic. Yeah.
Secondly, like, in that state, he's not fully there, and it sounds like it's a long story.
Yeah. Well, because even when Peg said, you said angel. And then it's like, did I?
Yeah. And I think I'm going back and forth. I think he saw an angel because I think like he was dying.
Yeah.
And so he just whoever he saw, I think it was like a hallucination kind of thing.
Or he saw Angel because Angel's dead, you know?
Yeah, like I think like he saw a hallucination and like saw that. I think he saw him dying basically. And he might have just misplaced who the attacker actually was.
Right.
And now this also brings in the possibility of the cult being the one that attacked him.
Yeah.
Just with what Caleb said, like it starts making me think that way now.
Yeah.
Oh.
But going in there, like they're trying to connect dots, and he's like, just ask Hope, like she knows she'll fill you in. And I think part of the reason that he's trying to get her to do it is because he knows he's dying.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he thinks he's getting out of this.
Oh man.
But then the moment that she's like, Hope's dead, like Hope's gone.
Yeah.
His heart started heart rate started increasing, which I think was decreasing his lifespan, which led to him being like, dude, like he went from being the guy that couldn't show emotion, couldn't be in a relationship, nothing, and ends with the "I love you" to Pegs. I was like, don't do it, you son of a...
Dude. Listen to that "I love you" is a freaking nod from Story of Survival, because he couldn't say "I love you" to Pegs first.
Oh man.
But he said it to her first time that we know of, because he probably said it before. But in this story, you know, if you remember Story of Survival, he didn't say it back to.
He was like, it was one of those like, I couldn't be the first one to say it, but I'm gonna be the last. I'm gonna be the last.
But this time,
and like
dude, that "I love you" was powerful.
Oh man, like I'm just happy that he believed at this point that Nick was okay.
Yeah.
Because it made me really happy to know that his last thoughts were his family. Because he didn't, like, he heard about Hope, which was basically, Hope was his niece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, Hope was his niece, because Hope and then Tanya was like his aunt.
Yeah.
Like, they had that kind of family.
You hear
Datu
buzzing?
was
Yeah, I know. Me too. I don't know.
Datu was kind of his brother.
Yeah.
So it's like they had that family kind of going down the side.
Yeah. Man, but that shoot.
His last thoughts were Nick, or ended up being Hope, Nick, and then Pegs. Yeah. I saw this on the Facebook page. Nick was very mad at Vera, right? Because of Lisa. But Vera hasn't told Nick about Michael.
It's gonna get even worse when he finds out.
I'm still wondering, like, if she knows.
She knows
I think she knows, but
she knows that Vera knows
that he was attacked.
Yes.
Yeah, that he got attacked.
Yeah, I thought so, but
yeah, because it was in the radio. Remember, on the chopper.
See, but that's the thing that I'm like, is that what they were told, or is what they were told the fact that chopper that's down was Lisa's? Because it was right after that came out.
It wasn't clear.
I thought Dean made that clear when they went to this private channel, that telling them who that plane was.
Yeah.
And
but I mean, in his defense,
that's the thing. It could have been one or the other.
Yeah, because she could hide that information too. You know what I mean? Like that information can be hidden. Because remember, Nick is there. So, and Nick is attached to Michael and Lisa.
Yes.
You know what
I assume that Dean told both.
Yeah, it could be both too.
It very well could be, but with how everything's laying out, I think they have no idea.
Yeah.
Because I think that Vera, like, it would almost make it harder at this point if Vera does know. Because then she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, and it's gonna create a whole nother rabbit hole.
No, because the way I picture it is the OG people will tell Nick, and then
by accident,
and then Nick will look at Vera. Do you know? And she's like, I completely forgot to tell you because of the whole moment, and then he will be more mad at her. You know what I mean? Well, like, that's how I would picture it.
They didn't picture that everything that happened going down, because that's what I thought. What might happen, that they'll meet up with OGs. They may slip about Michael because they are I remember.
I said I don't think it'll slip. I think it's gonna come just flat out.
No, what I mean is like it will slip because they know. Because I remember Dean saying that he told Vera, or that Vera, since Vera known Nick should come back home soon. That's what they were expecting. Gotcha. So in the conversation with the OGs, they're gonna just blurt it out. And then Nick was gonna be like,
"Oh, you're telling me like blurt it out? Tell Nick that Vera knows."
No, just saying that Michael is is hurt and we blah 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 blah, but assuming that they already know because they told Vera.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that will make her make him more mad.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
this in my notes going back to Michael, and I saw this on the page. What it's like one of those people that hate pegs. It's like
Oh no.
someone said that pegs killed Michael because she got him
Worked up.
Worked up.
Yeah, low-key, I initially thought that. I was like, Pegs, he's dying.
Yeah,
Just
it was
shut
very
your
much
mouth.
this isn't
Stop.
the right time.
I know. Just stop asking him. Stop, dude. He's dying. Yeah, what they said. Pegs killed Michael. So he said on the last part when before he died, or allegedly, because we're not really sure if he's
If
really
he's
dead.
actually dead.
Yeah,
He said that in my desk.
they could play his death too.
Yeah. So in my desk, what happened?
It sounded like he said key, but then he went,
Yeah.
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 Low
But
key.
there's something in the desk.
Yeah, there's something in the desk, but I wrote this down because this might be a little me going down the drain real quick. Because he said this, in my desk. I wrote it down. Where is it? Oh, yeah, in my desk. Okay, so he was saying, in my head, it's like. That just didn't sound right in the whole lineup of his words. My head went down the gutter real quick. It was like in my.
Oh my gosh. Did you write down the sound in your notes?
I did.
I'd make an audio note for that one.
Yeah. There's something. Of course, I have this in my notes. In my desk, there's something. Of course, you're gonna cut out there.
I know, right?
For dramatic effect.
I think it might end up being like he's trying to say there's a hidden compartment
Mm-hmm.
in his desk.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a journal there, like
Yeah.
his journal.
His journal.
Because he's always been the one to keep a log.
Always.
Oh,
And he started
that's
the
right.
whole log. Like he gave them the idea of the log.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, and he was doing it before everything.
Yeah.
Because it was something that he took from the military that he's like, it helped. I do. And so I think that even to this day, he would still be doing it.
Yeah.
Especially now that he's active again, he's trying to keep
Yeah.
records of everything in line. Especially because he's even more so because he believes he's going to war.
Right.
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 So he's like, I need time stamps
Yeah.
on everything.
Right.
And his logs were the best way for him to do that because he knows how he does his notes. He knows how to keep track of it all.
Well, he does what he do best: intelligence.
Yeah. And we're gonna have because of that, we're gonna have the nostalgic moment of Michael narrating an episode again. Just like Story Survival.
Maybe. Because here's the thing, like it might go into somebody else narrating it.
No, or it could be starting from someone else narrating it to Michael narrating
I think
it.
it would be the other way around.
You think so?
If they do that, it'll be him narrating it, and then it'll end with whoever's reading it.
Oh, okay. I would like
Because they've
to
done
be.
that quite a few times.
I would like to be Michael narrating it just for the sake of it,
To the
because
end.
especially if he died. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
if
it
it
will be him.
So okay, so does anyone believe he is still alive?
No, I mean, I want him dead. So he's dead.
It's episode
Yeah,
one.
he may
Episode 1.
just keep
He's
that.
dead. Yeah, he dead.
I don't know. At first I believed that he was dead, but then I read on the comments, it's like it's not confirmed. It's just said that he's dead, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing that happened to Hope or Hope. We
Yeah.
thought that she might make it, but nope.
Yeah, I mean, they did that with Angel. They did that with Bert. Like assuming that they're dead, but they're not. They did that with a lot of people. But they also at the same time, oh, that's redundant. At the same time, they also did the whole scratch thing, where she was under the rubble, under
Yeah.
the cement.
Yeah.
But we didn't hear anything back from her until Casey said, "There's no way she's alive."
She gone.
Yeah, she gone.
I don't think he's alive. I want to.
Yeah.
If I play devil's advocate, I'd say that it very well could be something set up by CJ, to fake his death,
Yeah.
to try and play a big part later.
Right.
But I think, again, this is meant to be a big impact to affect Nick.
Yeah.
And to create that. This would be the big hammer to force character out of him.
Yeah, because the last thing
broke him, despair, whatever. This is going to be like an anger type of despair because he wasn't able to fix it.
Yeah.
And he left on bad terms with him.
That's it.
Dude, what if so we know that the Goku moment, Super Saiyan Goku moment of of Nick is Lisa dying, just like Krillin, right? To bring down Prim. And the person who killed Michael is part of the family. That will be a chance for Nick to take down the family.
That would be so crazy because there would be so much conflict of interest there.
Yeah.
Because it would be Nick trying to take down the family while it's
a foreshadow of him hating Vera.
Yeah, and it
could
turn into that. But I think I still think they're gonna ship.
Yeah.
I actually see the story going that way though.
Yeah. Like him, because when Lisa got killed, that will be a chance for him to take down, Prim, and then Michael, and then he'll find out Michael is dead. Now to take down the family.
He's just gonna go Dark Deku.
Yeah.
All right, Dark Deku. Nice.
But now the question will be: is this too early to take down the family in real life universe?
I think so.
Right. I feel like there's
I think earliest to fight the family would be season 2.
Yeah. I'm talking about like the whole Descendants. Like we're ending Descendants family gone.
I don't think that'd be.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're gonna be gone.
No.
I don't think they're gonna take them out ever.
Yeah.
Because of Oliver.
Yeah.
Because of Oliver, I never believe they'll be gone because Oliver, as we have seen to this point, is a good guy.
Yeah.
The only time he ever did something morally dark and killed somebody was because he was fulfilling the family's role, a life for a life.
Right.
That is the only time so far we've seen him actually do something dark. He's running the family currently, meaning that he's probably not just throwing people out for dark missions.
Right.
We know that there is some corruption in the family. It could create a division and a war in the family to where one or two of the families might turn on the other one or two. Or maybe some old forgotten wing of the family, you could say, might come back and create a war, which could be where the boar kind of comes in with that, blah, blah, blah. I don't think the family, in the end, will ever be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ruth and Mara are good guys that we know of,
Mira, Vera,
but it could be
Dean,
it
Ruth.
could be like the end of Descendants when the whole family's taken down. If that's the route we're going, is Ruth and Mara burning the rings. Like, yep, we're done with them. You know what I mean? But they won't get killed off. They're just turning away from the family.
Step away,
disbanding the band.
I don't think that'll even happen though, because the only person that there's been 2 people that we've seen walk away from the families as a whole.
Yeah, it's Angel
and the boar.
Yeah,
even they didn't get rid of the rings.
Right.
And the boar thinks that there's absolutely no point in the rings.
You
in the family
could say
anymore.
too that Angel is keeping the ring because of his dad.
I know, but but it's that thing. It's like there's always that connection,
right?
To where I don't think any of them will ever get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because the girls could keep their rings specifically because of Oliver, because they like and respect Oliver, and he's the leader.
Yeah.
But like, if Oliver dies somehow, which I really hope doesn't happen with everything else that's going on,
right?
We need too much from him still.
And we know too little.
I need him and Vincent to meet. If Vincent's not a member of the family, I need them to meet.
Yeah. Or if he's part of the
I
family.
need them to meet.
Yeah, we need them to meet. All right. You guys have anything else?
I got nothing else.
Dude, this is a heavy episode. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. I lost my train of thought.
Trying to tell me this is going to be a short episode full of crap over there.
Bro, this is the whole reason why we changed the setup, because we know it's gonna be a long episode. Something more comfortable than when we were, because it hurts our butt just sitting there, all 3 of us. But now don't you think it's a lot more comfortable?
Oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
So the words that Michael went out. So we know that there's something in the desk.
Yeah.
And this is where we said it earlier. He said director want to take Nick.
Yeah.
We don't know who.
Yeah.
But we're thinking it's the cult.
Yeah.
And then
which can lead to Tanya. That's why, bro, that theory was heavy.
That was
The Caleb's
big.
theory was heavy.
I know there was a third thing he said. But,
Hope knows.
Yeah, Hope knows, but she died.
Yeah.
And
Take
then
Nick for experiments.
No, that
No.
was Caleb's theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
I'm just
I thought you
saying
were
Michael's
going-
last words before he passed
Oh,
out.
I'm sorry.
So he said about something in the desk. He said director, but he wasn't clear about who the director is. And then it says find them before they take them. Hope knows, and I'm trying to remember anything else. But yeah, director. And
Pegs, I love you.
yeah, Pegs, I love you.
Yeah. Holy smokes, bro! If you guys didn't have fun with that episode, I'm not talking about this. Well, of course,
This
I
too.
hope-
We
yeah,
hope
I
you
hope
have
you had
fun.
fun. But with the
Fun
We're
with
Alive
us
Descendants,
being idiots.
holy! I'm not gonna lie though. I'm okay skipping 2 weeks of We're Alive Descendants like right
Yo,
now.
we need a breather.
Man.
That was like Endgame Iron Man moment.
This was
Like,
really like
bro.
season finale level hit.
Yes,
And the fact that it wasn't a finality or finale. Wow, finality. Terrifies me.
yeah. That means it's a lot heavier. What's gonna happen?
What
next.
are you about to do to us, Casey?
Right, seriously, bro.
Like,
Oh.
and also I gotta know, like, are we looking at 12 episodes for a finale or finality?
One of, like we see like 1 of 12. 1 of 12.
Well, no, like the chapter 12, like they did it in Story Survival.
Yeah.
He said this one's gonna be longer than Story Survival.
yeah.
But does that mean it's gonna be more seasons or more episodes? Because
Yeah.
is it still gonna be 4 seasons and just do like 15
Right,
chapters per?
right.
Or is it gonna be 12 with 5 seasons? Like, I'm really curious to see
Dude,
if it's
it's-
gonna be something like that.
Man, I hope you guys had fun having conversation with us. If anything that we said in here you don't agree or you agree, please let us know, because we know Casey will say something. My favorite comment so far is when I made a mistake with the numbers of 2010 and 2017 to 2027.
Oh my god!
His comment said Ace reaction was gold, because your reaction in that when I said that, you loved it. But yeah, please let us know,
you.
and thank you so much for supporting us and watching our podcast. Maybe someday we'll do a live. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here. See ya.
Later.
Bye. We need an adult.
Name an adult, you're adult.